I kind of dig it. I think the other passive wasn't doing enough for people to justify it. Ultimately, if Yatoro feels like it's the correct play, I would trust him because to me, he is the PA player. Like, this is his original hero.
And what do you think about the charges change to Phantom Strike?
Huge
So it is no longer, it's a longer cooldown. It's a 12-second cooldown as opposed to what was a 5-second cooldown, but you get to have 2 charges of Phantom Strike. That is very explosive.
To me, this is a big buff. I'm sure there'll be some people who say they rather have the better uptime, but getting 2 of this spell that gives you attack speed, being able to just jump in, get a bunch of hits off with attack speed, jump again, have the better uptime in that sense, and be able to go in and out, that gives you a lot of flexibility in the fight. Makes this hero a lot more of a true assassin, where you can jump a backline hero, kill him, and still jump back to your team.
Sure.
Almost like I think how Ricky is supposed to play, but that hero's just completely screwed up.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect fit for Yatoro. Yatoro wants to be on a hyper late game carry. He wants to be on a traditional agi carry, to be honest, to be at his way a lot of the time, where he can scale that physical. And he's also the kind of player who wants to be able to pick where and how he goes in the fight and be able to reset Kaichu around. We saw it on his Morphling in the series earlier today. He can take that fight a lot of ways, so this is a perfect hero for him to shine on. Quiet laning phase other than the first blood. See how aggressive Yandex want to get on this Axe lane. I do think you have potential to run the PA, or at least the Warlock, down in this lane, and you can always rotate the Witch Doctor to the gate. You can always TP the Fury onto that lane if you really want to, and just TP back top off of a kill. So that lane is super far at bottom. I think there is some kill threat for Yandex there. They can also just go the route of stacking with the Shadow Demon, but we haven't seen it as much. People prefer to play for a bit more aggression with the Disseminate. Mid lane's basically going to be a wash.
This top lane, I don't know if I love for Yandex. Witch Doctor, like every single time we're seeing him, Maledict the Tidehunter, but it's not like Furion has this explosive damage to follow that up and really capitalize on Maledict, right? You want fast damage that takes advantage so the following ticks of Maledict get, you know, as much damage as possible. But here it's just kind of like a Sprout, 1 or 2 right clicks, which Collapse mostly ignores because he's got this block.
That's why I almost want to see the Furion rotate, even though it's a safe lane one, because you don't have lane synergy up there. You have no threat on this Tide. Feels really bad for the Witch Doctor. I mean, look at how far this lane is.
Oh, look at these denies. Yatoro has been punishing Notice big time. That was 4 denies between the 2 of them.
He misses. That's a disaster of a
oh my God, is he going to get a single creep out of this? All right, got the range creep, one of them.
Still has a bunch of regen to work with, is accumulating wand charges down here as well. Something to think about. The Lotus went Sox's way, and they both have early stick plus wand. So you're giving a lot of charges off these daggers. Gives you even more offensive potential down here if you can eventually dive this PA or something.
Right. But just like said, this is a goated lane. PA Warlock. Which I kind of laughed when he said it, but it actually is goated in this instance where it's like, you're being harassed by Battle Hunger. You've got Dagger to get rid of the Battle Hunger without getting close, and you've got the Warlock for the sustain.
Comes that Witch Doctor move, though. Malady already looking for it. Does not mind giving solo XP to a Fury on top. We're getting the double connection. Instant Tusk teleport.
Yeah, Rue's going to be keeping up with Malady here. 2-man Maledict, which is going to do a lot of damage, but the Axe is already dead. Here comes the Furion, though. The Sunstrike, it lands and gets the kill. Yatoro's probably going to take out here. A lot of damage being spread out from that Maledict. That's the power of that facet right there.
That's the power of numbers on this lane. This was always going to be the lane that Yandex attacked. They're always going to be able to bring their entire safe lane here. Here we're ready. Nice snowball dodge, great Sunstrike land, but ultimately overwhelming damage with that malpractice on the Maledict, dealing the extra deeps.
1,200 damage from the Witch Doctor in that team fight. Anto is going to show up and try and do a little bit of extra damage. Oh, actually, Yatoro makes an early rotation as well, going after the Witch Doctor, and they will collect on that kill thanks to the dagger. A lot of turnaround damage. Laurel into trouble once again. The snowball saves have been good from Rue, and this time he actually gets his carry to survive.
If that meteor was on a better angle, you might even get the DK out of that, considering the bonds went through.
Yeah.
Really nice rotation from Yatoro. I feel like every time we watch this guy in a grand finals, he starts making these crazy carry rotations. Just feeling the moment, putting the pressure on the enemies. These guys are not going to choke, right? There's absolutely no question about it. So they're going to put the pressure on you. And Yandex, they're a much more inexperienced team, a lot younger, still trying to prove themselves in these grand finals. You do not want to fall behind early in these games or early in this series, especially against this team.
Yeah, they were not able to prove themselves in their last finals against Tundra in 3-0 there, but it does feel like Yandex has gotten even better since then. As Dreamlink has given them a lot of opportunity for a number of games against top-tier opponents. They've had some grueling series as well. Many of their series has gone the distance, the 3 games.
Well, they're proving themselves for sure. Grand finals are just a different beast. So you can get that monkey off your back and win that one. Sometimes that first one can feel so elusive. Of course, Sock's a TI winner and gives you some experience here, but like the rest of the squad is still searching for that first big win against a big opponent in a finals with this squad. I just already done for Laurel. He's cooking this game. This is a strong start for a hero that Spirit have gone back to time and time again. Still have potential to rotate on this Invoker. He's still susceptible in the laning phase, and he still have a lot of aggressive potential down here. Will be another phylactery buildup for the Axe. This did not go well for XXS in the game we saw earlier. If you're Yandex, hopefully it goes a lot better for Notice. Does give you a lot of aggressive potential on this PA who's susceptible to the early nuke damage.
Long snowball chasing after Noticed. It's not going to be an easy kill. They stretch out pretty far, and they're in danger of the Fury on counter rotation here. The Golem's going to be dropped on the 2 supports here. Disruption goes out. They'll bide their time to take out Soxa as the rest of Yandex retreat.
Lose nobody. Panto TPing to base, survives the Battle Hunger Maledict, and with Collapse showing up, that is not a fight you can TP the Furion into. Even though Wrath bounced through, Tor just went into the trees and dodged it. And they just sit the Invoker mid. He can contribute with Sunstrike, and he can pressure your tower. Maybe a little too far up here, though.
Yeah, Laurel, he was really aggressive there trying to hit that mid tower. He did not respect at all. The Dragon Knight could come back into lane.
That almost felt like there was a miscommunication on calls or something.
Yeah.
As if Spirit said there's nobody going back mid, he just plays super far up. Something got slipped up there. That is not a death he should have given up, especially with the start he's had. Well, you can feed the Golem. 300 gold. Meanwhile, we're just giving Yatoro the business down
Eats
here.
the jump, and Rue helps give it to him. Now they'll kill the creeps. Get rid of the Battle Hunger.
This is the Axe PA matchup. You can always force this guy off the wave, slow down his progression towards that Battle Fury. But it's kind of been a slow laning phase for Noticed overall. The Phylactery's done, but he's the poorest core here. Even with the rotations coming through, the early CS war didn't favor him too much. He had to spend a lot on regen as well. Bought at least 2 salves, extra tangos. That PA Warlock did its job, man. Just wears through you. It limits how aggressive you can be in the early phases of those lanes.
I could eat all.
Fox has been here before. I do think I like the Phylactery more in this matchup because he's got a lot of other heroes on his team that can set up fights for him. Right? Like the Dragon Knight's going to be able to just, you know, walk in with Dragon Form, range stun somebody. You've got the Furion that's going to be coming in. The biggest one is the Shadow Demon Disruption, which allows him to walk in and get the call. The Phylactery just adds a lot more damage, which is great when you have this Maledict.
I agree. It looks a lot better in terms of synergy with the lineup than in the XG game we watched. I also think Conda looks great in this game. Any breaks you can build on the side of Yandex. You're looking at Conda, you're looking at the Shadow Demon Ags. Being able to go and break Tide.
I was going to bring up Conda, but like every single time I brought up Conda, he doesn't build it. So
sure, but it's still something you think about way later down the line. I'm not saying you get it fast here. I do think some of these late game breaks could be influential against Tide and PA. They're both pretty nice break targets. I also think Phylactery is effective against agi carries if you're going to play against somebody.
Sure.
It does make sense here on a lot of levels. It's just a question of can you get skirmish value out of it. Spirit, they just keep bringing heroes to the safe lane. They do not want to let this tower fall. They do not want to let Yatoro get forced into the jungle before he's close enough to that Battle Fury to make it efficient. And nobody is touching this Tide early on in this game. Yeah, you have the Maledict, but as you brought up earlier, okay, you go Maledict this Tide. Who is doing the damage to activate Maledict? I just don't see it here in the very early game.
And the funny part is, Collapse has only gotten one level of Kraken Shell, so, like, theoretically, he's a little susceptible to being gone on.
He's going to be so strong if he gets his Ags out fast. With the max points in Gush, just showing up to all these early team fights with this build, he's going to do so much damage.
Smoke wraparound after the mid tower being taken. This is the one exposed point for Team Spirit is Laurel. They can't go for bottom, they can't go for top, but they can keep killing Laurel.
A little kill there, even Wrath coming through. Helps get a little extra gold for Watson. That's pretty much the exact kill you want off the exact move. Taking this mid tier 1, finding Invoker once or twice. That's the DK MO against this hero. They do set Laurel back. Trade-off is you're giving an empty lane to this PA. You pretty much have to choose between making moves against Yatoro or making moves against Laurel. You always have that aggressive capability, but you can only do so much here in the early game. Would not be surprised to see them make a move bottom with this DK Blink to try and take that tier 1.
This dragon form is going to be taken out soon, so maybe the next dragon form. Big stacks. How many? Oh, careful, Notice. How many stacks have we got on these sides? It doesn't feel like with Team Spirit placing most of their supports in the bottom lane, they are not going to have nearly as many stacks. So Yandex are going to get the better of the economy in that regard.
Super big. Those two cores there as Spirit trying to amp up the aggression here. Again, brought the PA mid. Kind of interesting. Maybe Yatoro worried about getting ganked bottom. Or worried about his Invoker getting ganked again.
Yeah, there was a lot of heroes off map because they were clearing out that ancient stack, so maybe he thought it was a smoke gank to him.
Wouldn't surprise me because I think that is the next natural move for Yandex is to make another smoke play with this DK into that bottom lane. Right in the tier 1 with the Furion poured in. If you're just sitting on that wave, you're going to get called, you're going to get cast off of a DK stun lead. So Yatoro definitely a little scared about where he is on the map right now and where he's able to farm it. I mean, Chiro Jr., he's not scared at all. He's starting to take away space on his own. Again, heroes are off map for Yandex. Spirit scared to show on waves right now. They have 3 cores jungling.
Radiant bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
Well, we got to the Battle Fury for Yatoro.
Trouble
Pretty decent timing, 13.5 minutes.
Honestly, I would consider this a great timing for what he was up against and how much Yandex could have collapsed on him. Sure. Especially without farming the Tide is too. Like, that's the big factor. This Tide can defend this tower. He can run interference on the map. He can slow the game down, which is what the Invoker PA want right now.
I feel like whenever you get into this position where you've taken the enemy safe lane tower and you are able to hold your own, you also control the gates. Which means that for a hero like Phantom Assassin, she can just kind of bounce between the sides of the map here, play to both of these ancient camps.
Guess what's happening?
Whenever she feels the pressure in the bottom lane, she's like, okay, let's just go to the other side and farm up some ancients over there.
That's why that stacking is important for Yandex, because they're basically only controlling one of the 4 ancients right now.
Yeah.
If you stack it up, it'll negate some of that advantage. They're kind of making a late smoke to this 14-minute Wisdom Shrine, but...
Yeah, they're checking out the triangle, but nobody there. Again, the PA goes through the gate, takes the ancients on the other side. So if they were to move straight up, they would find their mark. They don't make that read.
This is all a product of how strong this Tide Hunter is. They feel they cannot make this smoke play into the bottom lane where Clash is showing.
Get something out of it.
Yeah, you get a support, but this is not the PA. This is not the Invoker you're looking for.
Watson! One more hit, and he's got him.
That's a massive find. He had a streak too.
Yeah. Hey, all of a sudden, Yatoro's almost got a full-out Yasha.
That's just not a kill that should happen, especially with the vision. Yandex, they have double obs up there in that upper jungle. Watson felt very safe farming this area, not expecting a move from the upper ancients down.
Yep.
Especially with the smoke that cleared it out.
Radiant's bottom tower seen better days.
What was that, Laurel? A panic reaction?
That's stone on the ground. Not like this. This is an awkward situation for Yandex. You're just staring at this Tide down here. Ag's already done level 12. Do you want to go on this guy?
I mean, if you go on him, you know that Team Spirit's going to TP in.
It does not look like a good fight if you go on him. At the same time, this is where you want to make the play.
gonna need a good disruption here
this is
because
rough.
Spirit
This is
Junior's in
rough.
trouble. Got the disruption off, but Sox is now exposed, and they're still gonna hit the Ravage on 2 and a 3rd in the back line. Maladich, he's gonna make his TP away. No crits for Yatoro, so successful TP out. But yeah, Yandex just kind of feels forced to make a bad move.
That almost felt like a defensive pressure scenario where Spirit were just waiting for Yandex to throw on this bottom lane.
Yeah.
They put him in a spot where there was no clear move to make. They lost their Fury on top. They're feeling like they're falling behind in this game, and the one move that they have is into this unmovable target. You could see the indecision. That was not a clear smoke and a jumping tide. Let's see if we can kill him. That was, we're going to linger around here, and then we kind of just get jumped in. Oh, this fight looks pretty bad, and it was bad. That Witch Doctor ward is not enough to clear through this Tide Hunter on its own.
Now the next question is, like, I understand that it was a move that didn't feel great, but shouldn't you kind of go back to it now that Ravage is on cooldown?
Yes, now you should just run at this tower and absolutely kill in this time period. You don't necessarily need to bring DK in that move anymore. Spirit are likely going to abandon it, but
Radiant's bottom tower.
served its purpose for Spirit, which was to slow the game down, get the heroes to some key timings, and protect all these ancient camps, which again, PA continues to farm this top ancients. The Tide cleared out the bottom ones, and the Invoker is clearing their triangle. This is where this gold lead is coming from right now. And would not be surprised if it's contributing to the experience lead, which is also favoring Spirit.
Yeah, unsurprising given how much Yandex has grouped up on around together looking for kills. A lot of Tumbler toys. Still loving that item. SNY almost done for Yatoro. Done even faster as he clears out through the Ancients. And Collapse is looking for a Blink Dagger in time with his next Ravage.
See if I can threaten them down here. You do have 4 points in the Maledic now.
Teleport in. If they can hold him inside for the ward to go to work.
Oh, he got stuck on
They
the
got
Tumbler.
your Junior on the other side. It's fine. They got it. Nice pickup. That'll delay the Blink Dagger and make that Ravage coming up. That timing is not going to quite sync up for him.
Just a big kill to open up the map. You had to get this rock out of your way. Especially with this bottom tier 1 going down now, you can kind of farm out all of this area. Your Furion can sit in your triangle, and suddenly you can shift that net worth back your way while maintaining threat around the map. You have to get value out of the Witch Doctor like that. I mean, this is why you pick the hero, so that you can threaten Tide and kick him out of areas.
Yeah, you always say you don't like Witch Doctor because he just provides damage from a 5 position. So if you're going to play Witch Doctor, you kind of have to get kills. There's no other way to play it.
You can play the heal Witch Doctor. We just haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
His stun is very unreliable. It's very low cast range. The hero's very slow. The one thing he gives you is he can give you that extra damage amp, but you need damage to enable it. It's a very tricky hero to make work in competitive gameplay.
Playing
out here
for Tormentor. Both teams here very early.
very early. More awkward for Yandex. Like they moved the axe up there and then they TP the axe out, and now are you going to run the axe straight back there to contest it?
Yeah, the earlier Team Spirit plays for it, the worse Yandex is going to be because their only ward that they have is this one right in front of the tower.
Very good ward.
It is a very good ward, unless Team Spirit's already kind of set up on Tormentor.
The only way you're contesting this is if you just smoke 3 or 4 people. You have BKB on Dragon Knight, so have the capability to take this fight. Hero Junior very strong on the front line with Essence Ring on top of that on top of the BKB with all the armor. Buys time for Watson to TP in.
I really thought Team Spirit was going to be playing to this with the Ravage. Maybe they still will, but Yandex is going to be there first.
They already have a greater healing Lotus on Collapse, worth mentioning here. That's a lot of extra HP against a Maledic lineup.
Jump on a Collapse, forced him to use a Ravage here. Nobody else is here to take advantage of the Ravage, and with the Maledic, they're going to kill this Tide Hunter. Snowball pickup will delay a bit. In fact, it'll dodge some of the Maledic damage as well. He blinks away after the Snowball, and it looks like he's out. Oh, what a Cataclysm with the Golem. Okay, a lot of it was dodged there. Yandex do not take a whole lot of damage. That looked for one little moment there like the Golem stun was going to set up a Cataclysm surprise move, but Yandex, they get out of the way, they take that fight, and they can go back to taking the Tormentor. Team Spirit will have to give this up.
Nice Delta split plus. Doctor Shard dodged it. Disruption dodged it. Your 2 supports are safe. BKB on the Dragon Knight means he can tank anything. That secures you a Shadow Demon Shard. The better one to get here. You already had the Witch Doctor, but this is a really good cleanse game. All that on the DK on the front line. You can just chase people down.
I do kind of wonder what the communication was like there for Team Spirit. I mean, Tormentor is already spawned. Maybe the rest of the team... Yeah, look at that split.
It almost looked incredible. I do agree. It's a little awkward. Like, this Tide isn't a free front line in this game, and they know that. You're worried about the taunt off the call. You're worried about the Maledict damage adding up. Bail him out, but the fight's not great. You have to Ravage early.
There was also no rush to get to Tormentor because we saw earlier Panto was set up in that area, and they had a ward down. So it's not like the, Collapse is like, I got to get to the Tormentor now because Yandex could be doing it.
I just don't think that's the... I honestly don't think that fight is that easy for Spirit to take at this point in the game with the Dragon Knight BKB. It's hard for your Tide to frontline. The Yandex have probably slightly better single target damage unless you can land like this sick Invoker combo. But I guess there is a world if you just hold Tormentor high ground and they walk up the ramp and you can just Ravage Cataclysm. And obviously they're all going to die.
Yeah.
But in theory, I don't know how often that play should happen.
I feel like the fight was very possible because they had this Ags for the Invoker, right? Like that first Ags reveal could have been so powerful with a Blink Dagger reveal on time. But as it is, instead, Collapse, who is having such a great game, has now died back-to-back in this top lane. And it looks like Panto's going to get run down as well, with those two dying. And the Dragon form used probably means that Yandex get this off-lane tower. They take over the triangle. A lot of things just swung Yandex's way over the last 2 minutes.
Getting some momentum on this Axe as well. TP's is bonded right now, but he's going to chase these heroes out of here. Man, he actually caught with Blink Tumbler.
Yeah, just gets that distance, but the rest of the team a little bit too far away. They don't know what's lurking in that high ground.
It's definitely the part of the game where Yandex are going to take over. Just a question of, was the early game so good for Spirit that they're able to push through this mid game and get to the late game where I don't think we've really seen them lose late game with Invoker.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a severe amount of outplay. So they're confident in the scale right now.
I mean, Alacrity PA is pretty disgusting. Almost as disgusting as Alacrity Kez.
You do have some decent heroes, though. You will always have this Demonic Purge. You will always have this Blink Blade Mail Call. It's pretty hard to itemize against this if you're the PA.
Ooh, blink for blink, notice. One step ahead of Rue.
See the Spirit, they have all this team fight, but no real solid way to initiate it. It kind of just comes down to the Tusk, which if you use the Tusk offensively, you will not have the defensive snowball to bail someone out of an Axe Call or something.
Yeah.
That's a double-edged sword as well.
And when you lack that initiation, I feel like it's even worse when the enemy has a save, right? Like your one initiation, drop everything on them, well then the disruption goes out, and that kind of makes things really awkward.
Though Ravage can be a good backline hitting tool. That's true. It used to be an old school counter to these Shadow Demon IO type heroes because you go in on the target, start bursting him down, you Ravage behind him, you catch the saves coming through. There's a quick pick off on the Witch Doctor who, oh, he tanks that smoke. This is the BKB timing for Yatoro, so they feel a lot more confident to go in aggressively. They can get PA in the middle of the fight.
Fear Jr. is apparently very confident as well. He just watched Malady die. And look at Collapse. Oh, that's so funny, man. He's sitting on his anchor to make sure Chira Jr. can't kill it easily. Then the Golem dropped to stop the TP out. Completely countered. Chira Jr. Zero respect there. Malady just got ganked in the mid lane.
That was a little disrespectful, especially when you didn't have full vision of that play. You could never BKB TP out in this game. Both supports have to cancel. That is just a freebie for Spirit. Yandex, they had the gold lead in this game. Their Furion's super strong. They don't even get the fight for Roche, and that's just an easy Aegis for Yatoro. Now he can absolutely go in the middle of the fight. He deals some serious damage. He's the problem. You can purge him, but PA can play around purge with blinks.
Dire's bottom tower's getting the
So now you really have to land Zach's call on the PA to control him if you're taking a fight, or just completely dodge this period.
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower?
Furion is normally great at playing these kind of dodge periods of the mid game and just farming up. The issue is, are you confident going ultra late here against this Invoker? It's always scary, man.
The PA versus Furion,
couldn't save
a late
that
game
bottom
Invoker,
tower.
and two really big team fight spells in the Warlock Tide. I don't think I want to go late game if I'm Yandex. I want to take over this game in the next 10-15 minutes and try and at least get a big net worth lead, if not close it out. Maybe Yandex is more confident than I am.
You just might not have a choice into this Aegis. You might just have to farm and then try and take over the game in the 10 minutes after that.
Yeah.
Some like clutch MKB timing on your cores.
Sure.
Get a break somewhere if you can get it up in time. Break is not looking close, but
Yeah.
it'll be MKB for the Furion.
Notice wants to go back for a BKB, which is understandable, and then he's even thinking about Shard and Lotus.
Dire's top tower, you know the drill. Radiant's
Mr.
bottom
Toro.
tower seen better
Is he
days.
building MKB?
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
He
Can't
does
do
have it
nothing
keyed
about
up.
Dire's structures right now.
That's interesting. I mean, there's no evasion on the field.
The Dire might want to mine their top tower.
Yeah.
Dire's lost the top
I would have thought it
tower.
was just a satanic buildup,
Yeah, did
which is normally like your best counter to this axe call
Radiant's
nonsense.
bottom tower ain't pretty
You just
safe.
have way higher HP. You can lifesteal through the blade mail, get another dispel. MKB doesn't strike me as the item here, though. It is the way more offensive item if you just want to take this game over right now.
sure.
Interesting. I'm not sure what prompted this because I don't look at this game and go, this is an MKB Phantom Assassin game.
Did he think that Watson was going to go Butterfly on the Furion or something?
It is a potential buildup, but
Not one that Watson's currently going, because Watson, he obviously wants an MKB.
he can't win he can't do anything as PA without MKB reliably. This is a tough carry matchup anyway. Maybe he just expects, evasion from the neutral items later on.
Saksa going to be spotted here. Disruption dodges both the Cataclysm and the Meteor. He will be burned out all the same.
That's not the guy you want to run into around this map. All lead being built up for Team Spirit here. They got some really good wards out as well during this period, and full 4 minutes on both of these obs that are in upper Dire jungle. So those are really good wards they can go back to even if this Aegis expires. You're definitely going to see Furion farming on these. One gets killed. It's mega valuable. I doubt this other one gets killed though. MKB done for Watson. He's level 20. One of his better points to try and take the fight to the PA once this Aegis expires. If you can get the axe call in, just TP the Furion on there, or if he's in the play already, you can take this PA down. You can just pop all of your BKBs, ignore the Tide Hunter, ignore some of the Invoker damage. You're only worried about one core at that point. And that's the guy you're going on and bursting down. So I think that sort of game plan looks pretty solid right now. But of course, still have Aegis for a minute. So it's pretty awkward to make this play right now.
Moving ahead of their Furion. Furion pushing out the bottom lane. They'll cut through this bottom jungle area. Playing to their ward that's a little bit farther south. Nothing on that ward, so they go back to the mid ward area.
Yatoro
They
just
will
running
find
into
someone
him.
here, but Yatoro, he's right in the middle of all these heroes. Two-man call the two supports, though. Notice, somehow still finds an opening. The Ravage goes down, though. Yatoro very low in the MKB, and he dies. That's going to be the Aegis, though, and Watson, he's already used his BKB. This is going to be very awkward for him. Yatoro's just going to go for him and clean him up, and Chira Jr. has no allies left.
He's rampage
Notice
hunting
he's
now.
already made his initiation. Collapse goes in, hits him with the anchor, backs out before he dies, and an ultra kill for Yatoro.
The only thing that denies this man another rampage on his resume is Notice getting the hell out of there. Wanted none of that. Again, that fight, honestly, it's okay for Yandex. They can win that fight if there is no Aegis on this Phantom Assassin. That is the biggest difference maker there. And that is why that whole smoke is just questionable to begin with. Because how is your Furion going to kill this PA twice and survive the entire time unless you are axe calling the PA? Yatoro just ran into them. He knows if he breaks this initial play, it's great. You lose your supports, but Yandex lose theirs to the PA cleave.
Yeah, that situation, like no PA. Watson's just probably able to keep the fight going against the Tide, kill him.
Potentially go to base, come back. I mean, there's still a lot of HP on the Dragon Knight too. just he gets kited down at the end. That fight looks very different without 2 lives on Yatoro, but Spirit know that. I mean, that's why they're kind of leading the charge into that smoke play. And now all of a sudden, this Phantom Assassin 10-1, pushing towards that Satanic.
There's also 2 lives on Rue as he bought back for that one. Collapse is going to get through the gate here and join his team for taking second Tormentor.
And you get to the Satanic on the PA, he's just a beast. I think the only thing that will kill Yatoro and stop him in the fight at that point is chain stunning this Axe Call DK stun with Furion on top.
Finally spawns, and one of the sports will get a shard. It's the Warlock.
Gotta remember, there's Alacrity that can go on this guy too, an extra 100 damage. Pretty nasty spell. This PA is already hitting so damn hard. I'm trying to think if there's a way Yandex can stop the snowball save going out. You have to consider that. Like, if you go in and get the Axe Call on this PA, someone needs to check the Tusk, because if the Tusk Blink snowball saves him, probably screwed in that exchange as well.
Yeah.
You can potentially play to insta DK stun the Tusk as the call goes in, or vice versa. Sometimes you can build an Orchid to deal with him as well, but your options are pretty limited right now. Everybody's just trying to survive in these fights.
Especially when feels like Spirit are going to have the vision advantage because they have Shivas now, the Tidehunter. So he's going to be going in, popping the Shivas, getting a good idea of what the battle looks like.
It's all about the jump here for Yandex. They need to find a good target, isolate him, burst him down.
Dream target.
Yeah, but can you see him?
No, he's...
Oh, they saw him.
Right past. Wait, they did?
They saw him on the creepway vision.
Soxa, quick to pounce, trying to get any vision they can. Yatoro, he goes to Malady, makes a run for it, and uses his second blink to get away.
So elusive. Doesn't have BKB now, though, so it is an opening for Yandex.
Yeah, they'll get at least something out of this. They'll kill the Warlock and his Golem. So it's a win for Yandex, but not the massive win it could have been. Look at Soxa go, man! What a monster! He says they can't fight, they can't fight. Go. But the Ravage is before the Cataclysm, they can't fight! Oh, God! It all goes wrong for Yandex!
Collapse. God, I mean, if one of these guys doesn't get you, the other one will. You just walked into the perfect team fight combo. Trying to force the issue. You knew the PA is weak, but it's not the PA who kills you here. It is that Cataclysm Ravage that does you absolutely dirty.
Dire's mid tower could use a little help.
It's a fight where the PA did basically the same damage as the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, he did nothing in that engagement.
He didn't have to do anything.
All Laurel, it was all Collapse. It was just a Ravage, Cataclysm, and you're done.
That almost felt like a form of pressure in terms of this game has become hunting the PA, trying to find the PA, dealing with the PA's timings, and then you have this momentary lapse of, oh wait, they also have a bunch of AoE teamfight in this lineup.
The Dire best do something.
Gleb's having a good giggle of that one.
He's like, yeah, you forgot about me. Won't make that mistake again.
Who's the real GOAT? Sean for Team Spirit off of that fight. Well, Yandex, time for
Miracle.
Plan C, Plan D,
Plan F.
Time to.
I don't know.
Plan G, GG.
This is going to be a tough high ground to hold. Furion just can't stand his ground.
Oh, he's doing all this. Oh, the dagger comes, the Sunstrike.
The only reason he survives is because he's so slow.
Yeah, the Gush and the dagger slowing him down so much.
Will not get crit there, though. Yatoro's just been an item ahead of this Furion, which is pretty disgusting since Furion's always supposed to be ahead, but he has his full Satanic online, pushing towards 25. Watson was thinking about going Satanic, which again, I think MKB Satanic on the Furion is your best way to stand your ground against the PA. Until he has like an Abyssal or something. He never got there, so now he has to consider AC or something. I think you have to go Satanic on Furion here. I don't think AC keeps you alive.
Oh, well,
it helps your
I mean, does
other two
Satanic
cores.
keep you alive?
This should make my life easier.
Maybe a little bit, like with Satanic plus Daedalus. If you land some crits and you stand there against the PA, it's possible.
A little game of cat and mouse.
That damage is just, that's just not right. That's just not right there, dude. I don't know. This hero is still so stupid sometimes.
Yeah, Gleipnir Meteor, it does some work. Meteor AoE damage is huge. So pretty much the game plan for Yandex is you just have to be thinking about what Ultra Late looks like and if you can get there.
Refresher on Axe. More scale on this Dragon Knight, who's just really far behind in this game. Chira Jr. I feel like since he got ganked on that triangle, like he tried to BKB with the anchor.
Yep.
Since that death, I don't think he's had anything go for him.
Oh, he is the lowest farmed core, which is very rare to say for Dragon Knight because it's a hero that farms pretty quickly. And obviously can fight very well. I'll take early towers. Like, there's so many things that makes Dragon Knight good right now.
Fights just didn't go their way, and he was the frontline initiator in a lot of those fights, so when they go bad, he always pays the iron price. Still 2 minutes on the clock for this Aegis. The Toro is item slot issues, but that's a good problem to have. Could wait and farm his Abyssal, or he can just drop the banner and go, and he decides to just go. Does not have faith that Yandex can stop him right now. They have buybacks. They have a Dragon Knight buyback and a Shadow Demon buyback, so Axe is kind of all in.
With the Dragon Tail, kite him around and kill him with the Blade Mail. That's one.
Okay.
Notice is stuck here. He might have to use his BKB just to get out. Pops the BKB, his Collapse jumps in.
I wanted to force it here.
Collapse, still chill. Wait, Rue goes back in as the BKB expires here. The disruption, he's going to be in the meter. The Ravage goes out, he blinks away, but still the other heroes can't jump away. 3 kills with the Ravage Cataclysm. A 4th goes to Yatoro, and now the buybacks go in. Yandex, this is a must-win fight. The game is over. If they can't get something out of this situation, a rolling for Rue, going after Yatoro. Yatoro blows him up. Tornado toss up on 2. They reset, and they go straight for the throat. Yandex fighting for their lives, and they won't be fighting long. This is Team Spirit all the way.
A second ultra kill for the man as he won this game 16-1 on one of his absolute signature heroes. Instant DC. It's been some time since I've seen a carry instantly DC from a game in victory and not in shame. But it will happen here for Yatoro in game 1. That was a beatdown. I mean, we saw some of the power in like the mid game, but that early game was not strong enough. It's another Phylactery Axe game that just doesn't snowball. You didn't get enough connection power with the Furion. There's a lot of little executional things that could have gone better for Yandex, but ultimately, it felt like there were too many problems to solve. They were thinking this entire game, we're talking this entire game, the Phantom Assassin.
Dire's ban.
No, it's still definitely like playable and a playable game. Yeah.
Final words from you, Effie.
We didn't mention the Tidehunter coming out for Notice. It looks pretty solid. It looks like he's gonna grow into a huge threat, and it gives Yandex the team fight needed to fight into the last pick Warlock as well. So there is a problem for Spirit created within this last pick Tide. I'm curious to see how it will be addressed.
I think we all are. And can Yandex tie the score here against Team Spirit? We're finding out with Cap and SVG via some Puck Jump Pandas.
It wouldn't be a Dream League 27 without some Kez action, and that is what Yandex is going to fall back on in order to even out this series. But Avery, we have a collapsed Primal Beast, man himself, self-professed best Primal Beast in the world. Man is just better at it than other people. They're using the shard, apparently.
He likes this hero right now. He feels this hero right now. This is his hero right now. Whose hero will it be in a couple years? I don't know, but this is not the man I would want to give it to at this point in time.
Late smoke on both sides. Yandex go for the invasion, run into Rue, but Saksa doesn't really find an opening there to chase after a singular hero. Now, Team Spirit have brought all four.
The one-man bombs.
They just beat down on Malady. Okay.
Gonna be good.
There's a minor imp.
All right, first blood for the mid laner, but it's a Furion who doesn't really need like a fast bottle rush.
I mean,
Versus 3 Bountyers.
I do think the gold goes a long way on him. You get a faster earn, you can make that early rotation. It's guaranteed that you already have the earn for it. The experience goes away as well as you kind of want to get out of this Viper lane. Furion is one of the better heroes against the Viper. So it kind of puts Chira Jr. in an odd spot, but the more you can interact with the side lane heroes, Laurel, I think the better your overall game plan is going to be. You have some kill threat top on the Shaman with the clock, and you have some decent kill threat bottom with the Primal Beast just giving you a lot of damage output. Interesting to note that Yandex, they felt like getting one of Sox's signature heroes in the Shadow Demon in that game 1 was not enough, so they picked both of his signature heroes for the event, and they let him choose. What's better than one Sox? 2.
Is it a good Shadow Shaman game?
In his hands, I think it's always a good one. I mean, this is a great hero against Morph. One of the premier supports against Morph lane to give you the instant lockdown on him. Gives you a little more high ground potential with a lineup that could snowball early. Kind of like that aspect of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Can be annoying for the Primal. Like, Primal rushes BKB, but until he has that, you dive in deep in these fights, you get shackled. Can be obnoxious. So I have some faith in the Shaman. I'm not too big on either support duo in terms of how they work together relative to the lineups, though. I feel like Yandex's support duo is a little too slow for how fast the Kez Viper want to play.
Yeah.
And I feel like Spirit's support duo is a little awkward in terms of the laning power plus the damage they offer on their own for a Tricore that, outside of the Primal, would ideally like some heroes to kind of go in and set stuff up. So I could see both support duos, if they fall behind an XP, being big liabilities here. Which is why, again, I look towards the playmakers in this game, which to me are maybe that Shaman for Soxa later on, and the Viper for Snowballs, and for Spirit, I mean, all eyes on this Primal Beast. If he starts making plays, it's going to bring the whole lineup together.
Currently is struggling with the harassment that the Shadow Demon puts down, combined with the kill threat that Kez is able to put in, but Panto's keeping him alive for now. It's also hard for Yandex to get aggressive because there is that threat of the Furion counter rotation,
which is going to come out here early because Laurel is getting absolutely abominationed on in mid lane.
Abomination.
I had to come up with a new action to describe this level of destruction because it is bad right now.
What is the abomination here? Is it Chira Jr. because he's destroying him so badly? Is it Laurel because he's getting beat up? Or is it Laurel's CS score? Is that the abomination?
It's everything. The lane kind of got pushed to Chira Jr.'s hill with the Sprouts early. There's a nice little pickup for Yatoro. The Shaman's a susceptible hero up here, not the Tide, but you can definitely kill him a couple times. This wave just ended up on the Viper's hill so early, you can't go up in CS. Laurel already has gone to Fountain and come back. That's why his teleport's on cooldown. If he did not have the first blood gold here, I would say this is a complete disaster. Because he has that, it's salvaging a lot of the situation, but the lane is effectively over for him. So you are really looking at, do I want to sit here and keep sprouting a range creep every minute, or do I want to rotate to one of these side lanes and try and pick up some earn charges? That's all you have left to decide here is long. You're not winning the lane. Viper effect, man. He plants a tree but doesn't have tangos, so that's a little sad.
Yeah, he had to hide behind a tree to limit the attacks that the Viper got on him. Otherwise, might have just died.
He also has no
water
TP
rune
scroll
with no bottles, so it's not going to be that effective.
He didn't buy another TP scroll, which is like normally, okay, you're saving the gold, but now it puts him in a position where if he does want to TP to a side lane, he can't get back.
Yeah. Oh, he missed the last hit with the Sprout, man.
This is not Prime Laurel right here. This is prime food for Chira Jr. He's licking his lips right now. Yeah, I've already won this game. I'm level 5. This guy's level 3. Out to hit 4. All right, we'll just look away from this lane. We'll see what the Furion decides to do. Lane's going really well for Yandex early though.
Nice disruption dodge. Malady, really quick reaction there, but that is the opening that Laurel's been waiting for, praying, probably been begging his team, please guys, get a kill somewhere. I need to get the hell out of here.
Watson manning up to take him down.
Will manage to get the clockwork there on the other side of things, and Yotoro will take some damage on the way out. Watson gets low. Can they finish him off? They do with the trample. It's a double or collapse.
That's mega worth it for Laurel. I mean, it's not amazing for his game, but considering what was happening mid, if you can enable your Primal Beast, he might just carry you through some of this. That's a huge pickup for Spirit in this bottom lane. Is Malady going to try and get the kill on the Primal, and he's got him here.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know, that dodged a lot of the damage.
Actually, Collapser kills him too.
That disruption was so self-grief, it's insane. He basically dodged. If he just right-clicks him once more, he's dead. He had one stick charge. He was dying to Blood Grenade plus the 7-8. He dodged out most of the Blood Grenade damage, gave him another stick charge. That was not his finest moment, put it that way. That was just an abomination level self-grief.
Not seeing the prime of some of our players here in this game to start, but
no, this is a sloppy one. This is a down and dirty game, you know. Sometimes that's how they go. Sometimes you got to be ready for those too. Not every game of Dota is going to be clean and, you know, mega high skill, high level with all these flashy plays. Sometimes it's just down and dirty. Who wants it more and who greased their team less? Soxa trying to run this one off.
He's strewn. We'll get him out, so he's okay. Fira Jr. continues his domination in the mid lane, and he is chipping away at this mid tower. This mid tower is going to fall soon.
Soxa still lurking. He's like, the second time will work. Nope, it won't. Through running interference, but 3 heroes are here. They know the pressure point.
All right, now the disruption will set up a kill.
Surely there's no way he gets out of this one. As Chira Jr. will start to put some kills on the board behind an insane CS early here. 20 denies.
I think the scary part about this is he's going to rush Boots of Travels, right?
Maladi's dead.
Malady is going to die here. Trying to get the neutral. Oh!
That's big.
Did he miss?
No, it just didn't hit him in time.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, you still get earn charges here, but you need some extra gold in this game. If you're Laurel, you're just a creep right now.
Yeah, Furion, half of mid Furion's thing is the fact that he's supposed to give you the numbers advantage through his ult and his teleport in. Chira Jr. is going to get a Boots of Travel, and he's going to be able to keep up with the Furion when it comes to fast plays around the map.
This lane is Viper favorite, but you're supposed to extract a little bit more outside of the early game as Furion so you can control the tempo. This is rough disparity for Spirit. Especially with a Tide Hunter top, you can't really go on. Kez is a tough hero for the Furion to go on because he has the grapple. He can sometimes just fight you back, especially 6 already up for Watson. So where do you go if you're Laurel in this game? And Yotoro, he did not get the Morph.
Ravage into a free kill on Yotoro. Soxa caught him without the strength more.
Another kind of just awkward mistake here from Yotoro. To get a kill, I think they had no business getting up here. You can always kind of catch the Morphling off guard with the Shaman, but it's a bad death to give up either way. And at least you get something out of it with the Furion, I guess. Shaman's kind of the one hero you can just TP on freely this game. Nonetheless, the Morphling can just TP back up here, sit up here. No Ravage for a long time. Means the Yandex are probably going to look elsewhere. Viper strike mid. No teleport available.
He's just dead.
Again, I mean, what? You have no boots, no teleport, and you're just sitting here against Viper.
Collapse sure could use a little bit of Furion help right now, but he's not going to get it. Yandex up 3K off of this laning phase as it starts breaking down for Team Spirit.
This is not a clean game for either team, but Yandex starting to pull away. Just they have more presence on the lanes. They have the heroes that are able to stand their ground a lot easier, which frees up their supports to look for some of these ganks around the map. Sox is going to get some deep wards out as well. Kind of set up for extra kills later with this Viper, finding Furion in the jungle. Be a super nice payoff.
Well, it's what you were talking about, right? Some games down and dirty.
Bottom towers getting the business.
I think Team Spirit in their lofty position, you know, in the ivory towers of championships and finals. Meanwhile, Yandex grinded through a Div 2 to get here. They're used to being down in the muck. Watson. It always amazes me how good Kez is at taking objectives here, but it is going to be defended. Team Spirit are going to try and gain here. Disruption right as Collapse goes to the charge. The sounds goes out for the Ravens Veil of Watson. Won't help Cheer Jr. much, though. Just raw numbers will get the thing done for Team Spirit.
5 heroes bottom, plus that golem to set the clockwork up. Gonna look for more. I like this teleport from Laurel. You gotta find more off that play. You might even get the courier. Big kill for him. Vessel online. Net worth is not the greatest, but once you have the Vessel, it kind of doesn't matter. And a good early golem from Panther to secure that Boots of Travel Viper, shut him down. You're not dealing with the Tidehunter, but you are dealing with the rest. And if you get a tower here, kind of evens out the fact Yandex took one away from you. Not a bad swing for Spirit.
There goes Radiant's bottom tower. The Dire
Notice, and meanwhile, does what he can. In that safe lane, he's going to cut the wave. He chips away at the tower as best he can. We'll see if Yandex can mount a similar amount of pressure on this safe lane. He's certainly going to try. Cheer Jr. is going to join them. Yatoro, waveform back.
Has no teleport,
Not
though.
far enough away, though. They're definitely going to catch up to him here. Blood Grenade onto Viper Strike, immediately put onto the clockwork.
I'll save you, brother. Run.
I'm a bit surprised he was willing to use that there because Yatoro...
What's his plan? He has no scrolls, so...
I think he just dies. Soxa is going to be there on the other side of the waveform, and yep. What's done for?
I almost felt like, please kill me faster. Like, go back to farming instead of trying to survive in a situation where I never will.
It was really greedy from Team Spirit. Like, they won that team fight, but they dropped Golem. They had 5 heroes against 3. They went to a lane where Tidehunter is sitting there with Ravage. He didn't even have to use it to win that fight, but it just feels like inherently, when you're already down, trying to defend your safe lane tower and fight into a Tidehunter with Ravage is a bit of a flawed idea.
Yeah, again, the weird plays continue in this game. Like, why get stuck up there as Yatoro with no way out? Can't stand your ground. You didn't have the Vlads completed. No one's going to go up there to help you against that Ravage. And Tide is the most difficult hero for Spirit to interact with in this early game. They just don't really have anything for him. Way later on, when you have some primal damage and some BKB, sure, you might be able to bring this Tide down, but he's going to be a beast in this game. You have to respect that. Laurel, he just gets caught bottom. He's dead. And this game is just... It's just got some bad deaths all around, man. People cleaning up garbage on the lane.
Well, Yandex being the garbage men that they are, up 4K, they are thriving in this chaos. And Shira Jr.
Oh, this might be a good catch top.
He is all over the place. He's bottom lane, and now Sox is getting the catch on top. Don't even have to use the Ravage.
Great catch from Soxa. That is not the kill Yatoro expected. Doesn't get the morph off. Very little he can do about it in terms of where else is he supposed to go farm right now.
All I know is I'm happy to see this because Yandex, obviously their last finals was an amazing showing, right? They had that game 1, came a little close, but game 2 and 3 rather stompy. And I was a little bit concerned, like, is Yandex going to be able to bounce back after losing this game 1 against Spirit? And they're striking hard here.
They're playing with confidence.
Yeah, and they're going to keep this momentum going. Cheer Jr. comes to the mid lane. The rest of the team joins. 4-man smoke up. Still ready to go with that Ravage. Still have not had to use that for a fight.
It's interesting timing on this smoke. This Wisdom Shrine's coming up in 40 seconds.
Well, I mean, this is the next best thing. If you don't find some sort of core kill, taking away an Ancient stack like that is not too shabby, and they may still find the kill. The 3-man is going to go back to mid.
The Primal
and Laurel, he makes a run for it. I can't believe they didn't
that was
smoke after him.
That was a tempting Furion to jump. Maybe Primal was baiting it, but I don't even know if he really turned that kind of fight. Both teams are kind of soft eyeing each other's Wisdom Shrine right here. Man, are you really going to go for Viper under a tier 1 like this?
They're going to try. They throw everything they have. Golem and the hook. And Laurel even teleports in. The Ravage goes out. It only really hits Root there. But now the Ravens Veil on the other side. Laurel's not going to be able to teleport back out of this fight. It works. They kill the Viper. Are you happy with that exchange of your team Spirit, though? You give away 2 for that kill.
But you get Wisdom Shrines here.
That's okay.
Collapse going to collect both.
top tower's in bad shape.
That is a very bold play. I think if the Viper doesn't run into the cogs, he might not even die. That's very close on the damage output, especially with Morphling not joining that fight. But you do get both Wisdom Shrines. Get a kill out of it. Your Furion's already struggling, so you're continuing to sacrifice Laurel. Try and give this Primal Beast a better game.
Yeah, he also, the big part is he used that, used that Nether Toxin. So, very different situation if he has that and is able to throw it on himself.
Already have pipe done on the Tide. This ball is gearing up. Deso done for Watson. It's a Deso Kez, not that Battle Fury Kez. I prefer this style, but each their own.
Definitely looks pretty good when you have a Tidehunter and the minus armor he's providing combined with the faster pace, right? The Deso is going to allow you to take some of these early objectives faster, take advantage of these heroes before they can get the later armor items.
Boom, there it goes.
Again,
the hook shot.
It's a tough target.
Doesn't land. It would have been so sweet here with Yotaro becoming the Viper too. Disruption goes out and looks like they still have him. Drop the Nether Toxin on him as he comes out of the disruption. Notice he's going to show up just a bit too late. Able to help out his boy. The pipe does not save him.
All right, good call from Spirit. Bringing the Morphling into that play. Great answer to the Viper as well. Spirit have some good counters to Viper as this game goes on later and later and they get more farm. Break him later with the Primal and just overwhelming magic damage. Once he loses the resistance, the Morphling can turn into him, throw a spit back against him. High physical hero. Viper doesn't naturally build a lot of extra armor early. Furion can just vessel you and lay into you, so I don't mind Spirit's core matchups against Kira Jr. in this game. I think he's going to have to respect those a bit. I don't think you can play this game like you're just the end-all, be-all Viper, untouchable. If anything, Tide is fitting that role a bit better.
Waiting on the high ground here, trying to determine if he can make a move here. He throws out a scan behind the Primal Beast.
It's very close to blink.
And
you just get the blink and make a solid smoke play with this. I'm going to start getting some Deso charges here. Again, you don't want to buy Deso on Kez and then just farm jungle with it. Ideally, like to start finding some heroes. If you can line up the Ags on Tide with an extra item on Watson and that Ags on the Viper, would all come out within the same minute or two. That is your big time to strike in this game.
that was a funny move from Panto. He just wanted to cut the wave and then see if Notice, like, what are you going to do? You going to ravage me? But unfortunately for him, it was the Kez right behind him.
Yes.
Blink Dagger can be bought by Notice.
He's debating Ags or Blink.
Yeah.
Might end up going for the Blink because of how good of a game he's having.
I mean, I think the Blink is an obvious choice when you have this Viper. I feel like he just wants a little bit of setup here.
Well, the Shaman's going to go in, that's for sure.
Hex not finding its mark here. Rue. Okay, they're going to reveal Sox off the shard, but he still got off his combination onto Laurel. Laurel trying to find his way out of these wards. He will not be able to make it. Sox is still left here, and the rocks get thrown at him. Yotaro cleans him up. Minute his wait for him. Will back away.
That damage is intense. You get hit under the Deso. These heroes right-clicking you, the wards right-clicking you, just get melted. Some early charges for Watson. That's big. 6. Goes a long way on this hero.
And pushing him along to the BKB as well, which he gets that. It's pretty untouchable. Like, you can grab him as collapse, but
mid tower won't last
probably not killing him.
Only the Morphling can really deal with him for a long time here. A lot of weight on Yotoro's shoulders this game to pull it back.
Yeah, what do you think about his build-up for this game? He's going a traditional right-click build rather than the shotgun Morphling builds, which I think shotgun Morphling is kind of broken in this new patch, but I don't think this is the game for it. Viper has too much magic resistance, too hard to kill the Tidehunter, and even the Kez has his like magic resistance when he pops his ult.
We saw Yotoro play it earlier. I think it looked okay in that game. It didn't overly impress me. It took a really long time to go into the late game where he was chunking people.
Ooh, got Laurel.
Nice, fine. His game continues to be really rough here. For me, the biggest difference is if you look at that game, I think Yatoro wanted to play the Morphling more as an assassin in that game. He didn't want to just go in the fight, commit, take it heads up. He wanted to kind of find the back line, go in and out. It was based on what he was playing against. Here, your job is to deal with this Kez at some point. I don't think you can play this like in and out style. But it's kind of hard against Shaman too. Like you go in and try and shotgun somebody and get out and you just get hexed and you're done. In that game, he was also taking a mobility spell from Queen, which kind of helped his going out style here.
Yeah, there's also the save of disruption. There's a lot of good reasons not to go in here. Try to get the snipe. It's kind of close. But in the end, this is Yandex taking the Tormentor and a Shard for Malady. Good TP away from Panto. Close call. And it's going to be the Ags for Notice.
Fiends.
I like that. I don't think you need the Ags here right now. And I think you have a lot of chase down with this Ags plus the 10 talent slowing people. The Shaman can blink and catch somebody. You're going to get a blink on the Shadow Demon here. Kez is a really good chase hero. You have enough chase down in this lineup to make fights work that you don't have to just blink and ravage. This is not the finest execution.
That was not the cogs. Oh my god, Rue, you really screwed that one.
I'm telling you, this game has had all the lowlights in terms of deaths and ganks.
That was crazy just how bad that was.
That was incredible. There's almost no way he survives there.
You just gave him like a 4-step to get out, basically. Okay.
I like how Collapse pulverized the illusion. Yeah, it's like a real life primal cosplay with just rage.
Yeah, just a tantrum.
I guess Clockwork is good against primal even when they're on the same team. That's what we're learning today.
STP away from Panto. Okay, maybe not that fast. Not fast enough.
He's really been trying to rat this map, which I get, because if Spirit have made the call we're not going to fight them, what are you doing as a Warlock in Dota already?
Yeah, it's a pretty rough hero to play a rat game.
So I kind of like that he's going for this. It's just Foxus had his number. Find the Tide solo bottom.
And the damage block, Rising Shell will make sure he lives for a long time. Even uses the Ravage here. His team is on the way. Are they going to be able to save Notice? They throw the rocks at him, but it gets force snap and he gets away. He does not go down. And Chira Jr. starts turning the screws on Yatoro. Yatoro, he's going to be bailed up by Rue, who hits the cogs to grab the heroes. Watson still trying to chase after him, but Yatoro is too far gone.
You have Butterfly on Morph, I think you kill him there. But man, he's so damn farmed, so damn tanky. Don't have the single target DPS. Primal offers you very little there when the Tide's just sitting there. Anchor smashing everybody, reducing the damage. It's a very good spell against the Morphling with the mega high base damage. That's a tough kill for Spirit. I also like that Notice hid in the trees when that Wrath of Nature came out at the end. Not even giving it a chance to potentially pop him with some crazy last bounce. There's your blink. He is just that far. I mean, this is hype Ags blink 23 minutes flat.
He's still ahead of Yatoro and farm.
What in God's name? Like, this is disgusting. Almost level 18. Notice having himself a game 2 here, that's for sure. You're trying to bait this Morphling a little bit.
Rock it on.
The BKB for the Primal it is. So Collapse is kind of online. That helps their team fight a lot, assuming he does not get cogsed. And Butterfly for Yatoro is being finished up. So gonna hit a nice little 1-2 punch here. Your Spirit. Whereas Yandex already online, they would really like to fight right now before that Butterfly comes out. You have BKB on the Kez, you have your Tide Blink. They can find the jump, you just go.
Collapse here, that would be sick. Tumbler Toy pushed him up to the high ground. Collapse already out, but Stockson's still going to be able to catch him with the hacks. Right next to the tier 2, though. Can't quite get the chainsaw. He gets off the BKB, but he's demonic perch. He's slow, and he's not making it out. Rue on the run. having failed to save his core, will not be able to make it out alive either. Another 2 kills for Yandex. These 2-kill combos just keep coming for Yandex, and they keep on turning to objectives after that. Towers are going down, Tormentors being taken, and now Roshan before it switches over to the other side.
And they got gifted an amp damage right on cue, so this guy got cleaned up real fast. Spirit not ready for that move. Kind of baiting it to bail him out if it was a 2 or 3 man hit squad, but Yandex bring the whole team. No way to bail you out of that. That's an Aegis for your Kez, who has the Desto charges, just going MKB here. Instant denial for that Morphling Butterfly. Watson knows his job this game, and it is to slay these big core Agi carries in the Morphling and like the pseudo carry in the Furion. No, I don't know if I would call him a carry this game.
No, he's definitely not a carry for this one. I have to imagine Kez is quite good against the Morphling when you're at this point of the game where Morphling's mobility isn't really going to stack up to what Kez can do mobility-wise, right?
I think Kez with this item build-up and an Aegis is good against anything. He's just going to go in and shred you. One of the highest damage burst heroes in the mid-game kind of ever been put in Dota. I think that's fair to say. And if you can just go pure damage items because you have backup from auras or an Aegis, he has backup from both plus a disruption save in this case. That's where this offensive build really plays out well for Watson. Just a massive threat. Toro is not going to feel great about seeing this MKB build up. Still trying to play on this ward top, find some sort of pick off. Use the Morphling strength right now. Go on this Viper. He has a full Hurricane Pike, 3,000 HP. Don't know where the rest of Yandex are right now. If you knew, you would take the jump, but there's a lot of heroes off map.
Brew is going to get spotted here. Pops the cogs, makes a run for it, but is quickly caught. Running for you.
He's created, I suppose.
3 minutes left on this Aegis. Another smoke bought by Soxa. Keep this momentum up. See if they can start taking down tier 2s. I mean, honestly, it feels pretty free with Watson having this Aegis.
I wonder if you can even go high ground here. Well, I was going to say, if you drop wards on high ground, it's a pretty big threat. Behind another easy pick.
Really? You really thought you were going to be able to sneak the wave there? And there's just another wave coming, so it really doesn't stall Yandex too much.
Spirit cores are getting a decent amount of farm off the map. Especially with the Furion mobility. Kind of wonder what it's building towards here. If the Kez is just going to go in and demolish everybody. I guess Ag's Primal is kind of your next timing to get the break online. I mean, you have to be able to go in and break this Viper Tide lineup.
Yeah.
It's a huge item for Spirit. And they might be okay giving up some net worth to get there without losing some big cores. He's kind of close, honestly.
What, halfway to his Ags?
Yeah. As long as the Yandex don't go high ground in this period, I think Collapse will end up being happy. It's not going to mean the team fight's easy, but you have a chance to win it. Still 2 minutes on the clock for Watson. He has that MKB done. He is on the hunt.
Mid tower could use a little help.
This Kez will jump anything. He will probably kill anything.
That anything. I mean, Yutoro's gonna get spotted somewhere here, and he just wait for right in front of Watson. Ravensvale, Hex, and now the Shackle. He's done.
It just walked right into that.
Towers having technical
The
difficulties.
best gift they could have gotten. And Morphling dead for 60 seconds. That's a lot of time to do some damage around the map right now. You can smoke for an extra pick off with this Shaman. You could push some tier 2s.
I mean, I feel like
somewhere.
Hey, take this tier 2, go high ground, see what happens.
That's what I think. I think early high ground looks great here with how tanky your Tide is. You already have Pipe. Well, wait just for a minute, and you have those Shaman wards to put Spirit in an awkward position. Who can go up and right-click these without the threat of getting jumped by either Blink Ravage or the Kez?
Just Falcon rush that tower. It's going to be dead long before Yutoro's back up.
Kind of an early glyph, too.
Towers getting the business.
It'll clear out the wave.
You don't have back door here. Another wave's coming.
Let's do something.
Yeah, no, I was expecting maybe some sort of rocket and Wrath of Nature or something to clear out the next wave, but
Gonna lose racks. Ready timing
full
push.
lane of barracks for the first Aegis.
Exactly how you do it here.
Maybe not full. Maybe they don't get the range, but who cares?
Yeah, Snakes are gonna get it here.
Radiant's top tower is taking hits.
Blast it.
The Dire's bottom racks is done for.
Full lane it is, and Ashiva's done for Notice.
Already
Man.
level 22. Is that crazy talent?
And now Kez has hopped over Yatoro and net worth.
Dire's
He's going
mid-tower
butterfly now.
needs a little help.
Yeah, you put pressure on Yatoro to have to build MKB. He never even got a fight out of his butterfly. Still missing the primal ags. Oh, if Collapse goes down here, it is a nightmare for Spirit.
Purge, no, the demonic purge. It stalls him. He can't get up to the high ground. He's going to have to use the BKB, and he's still going to be in danger even after that because Watson just rushes at him, goes for it with his physical damage, and cuts through the beast.
Heroes have to step up.
Only thing that is going for Spirit in that play is there's no wave at the base. Otherwise, the Yandex are taking another lane. But you lose your primal. That Ags got set back another 200 or 300 gold. He's off the map for a minute. He's not farming it up. There's just nothing going on for Spirit in this lineup. They don't have playmaking. Their team fight is worse against this Tide. In theory, their scale can be better if all their cores are 5 or 6 slotted in the late game. They're never going to get there at this rate. You're going to have to pull the trigger at some point and just go for some sort of smoke play into contesting that next Roche.
Yeah, can't keep Litton Soxa determine the pace of this game with his Shadow Shaman.
Hell no. This hero might just be getting banned next game regardless. He's owned this game.
Chira Jr. Well, there's another way to hit some high ground, hit some buildings. Gets the shard off the second Tormentor of the game. Going through the gate, almost ran into the clockwork. All the lanes pushed in. Funny part is you're now at this point of the game where it's like, man, you've got so much momentum. It sucks to have to wait for Roshan, but it is probably the best play at this point. Control the game, wait for Roche to spawn, get that extra life.
Spirit are not going to wait though. They just hit their timing. This is as good as it gets for them. BKB on the Morphling, Ags done for the Primal. So you have your break going in. You have the capability to BKB in the fight and try and burst the target down and ignore the Ravage.
Is there anything to be said for like when you hit these key items, waiting to take that fight for the objective fight, which is Roshan?
Yeah, there is a lot of consideration in that. I think it's something Spirit are thinking about, but this Roche can potentially spawn in 30 seconds. So this play is not necessarily unaligned with that objective. If it lands, you're just kind of gambling there. Or to just take the fight with your timings. The issue for them is their jumping catches Primal or the clock.
Smoke's gonna break soon as they are getting into Yandex territory. And half of them already gone through the gate.
You really want to find this because Butterfly delivered as the smoke comes through.
They see a courier, and they could jump in after that courier. Watson, quick with the Raven's Veil, immediately silences up Collapse, and Collapse didn't have detection to be able to get the grab. Now Notes jumps in with the Shivas. Oh, there goes the Warlock. Watson on top of Yatoro. A man fight happening. Ravens rushing at Yatoro, not able to finish him off. Yatoro's able to get out, but Laurel not so lucky. Stuck in the Viper, in the Gunk, and the Goo. Rue teleporting away. They get him as well.
Might get Watson.
Watson is going to die to Collapse, though. What was that damage? Watson showing that he's still got... Get popped by some magic damage.
That Primal Ag's doing his job at the end there. But that is a rough fight for Spirit. You blinking on a Kez, gets the veil off, no detection. You're all just standing around wondering what the hell we're doing here.
Yeah.
So you need some dust or something on this Primal and Clock, who are going to be your initiators. Very awkward situation for Spirit. Not having detection. I don't know, it just feels like another small misplay that is an unforced error. In terms of what you would call it. The hook shot misses. Yatoro, he has to pop BKB. You cannot get Ravaged or Hex here. And then someone has to tank the Viper damage. Nightmare of a fight for Spirit. only thing that gives you any sort of mercy there is you kill the Kez, which means your base is not getting sieged by this super high damage carry at the moment.
And frankly, that was an unforced error. Watson didn't have to take that fight into the Primal Beast with that many stacks from his Ags. But
not at all.
Underestimated it. And small slip up for Yandex on their carry, but it doesn't matter. 1 for 4, 16,000 net worth lead. And well in control for the Roshan.
Because these are the kind of tricores I like, Kezen, where he is not just some end-all be-all solo carry 1v9 the game. This tricore super strong in the late game. This Viper can become a secondary carry. This Tide is mega fat, can absolutely do some serious damage in the fight. But while you're trying to find and focus this Kez, the other heroes are the ones killing you. And this Viper and Tide are the top 2 net worth here. It's not the Kez. Says a lot about how the Yandex have distributed the farm.
I do think, and when, you know, very likely we won't see this, but I do feel like Viper does start falling off a bit about this item timing. I haven't been super convinced by the item choices when you get to that 5th, 6th item, you know?
He goes Bloodstone, I would agree.
Yeah, we saw the Bloodstone before.
How much does that change?
Too much.
Especially when he's not even being focused. Probably not a lot. This is a hero you can ignore to a certain degree if you're getting stuff done in the fight. That requires you to run some heroes here.
Roshan Roar, notice playing on the front lines in Panto. He walks into him and he manages to get away with a 4-stab. It's fine. The smoke from Yandex trying to get there.
Collapse can break this guy, but there's a disruption behind. Not as simple as just going on the first target you see. You need to find supports here. Potentially go for a patented Collapse Aegis steal. Dare I say it? Dare I curse it?
Laurel toying around, Collapse throwing boulders in the pit. Gonna be far too late to be able to stop that one. Meanwhile, the Ravage catching Laurel, and he's already out. Anto, he's gonna get cleaned up. Let's see if Collapse and Yatoro combined up can do something here. The Shadow Shaman, he gets up back up to full thanks to his Lotus. During that shard, they still run him down. Collapse finishes them off. While Yatoro fighting out with a shield rune, surrounded by 3 cores. How much work can this guy do? He goes after Melody. Reforms through him, takes him out. Jared Jr.'s a little bit low, but Watson is doing some work right now. He's putting in the damage. Yatoro took the Shadow Shaman. Why? Because he can.
That's the only thing he could take. Buybacks from Yandex will absolutely secure that fight. Never even got through the Aegis on Watson. And the whole time Spirit, they're just trying to bait their support so they can find the backline on Yandex. But this is why the Shaman's so annoying. Fox always plays with these Lotuses to heal. It forces you to effectively kill him twice. It takes so much damn time. You're just losing the fight while that's happening. Press the damage from Yatoro, but the Kez is matching him. Might just be the game. No buyback on this Morphling. No buyback on the Furion.
Yeah, I think we're done here.
He just got outscaled and classed in these little pickoffs around the map.
They did.
Heroes you're going to have to think about going into this game 3 as the series gets potentially tied right here. You want to give up this Tide Hunter after a perfect game from Notice 6-0 and 20.
Amazing game from him.
You want to give up this Shaman to the best Shaman player in the world? These heroes did so much for Yandex here. Spirit going to try and salvage something here, but...
Double buybacks, but tier 4s are almost gone already. Yandex are actually going to respect it, though. Yatoro's back up in 15 seconds, and they say, okay, we can't kill the Ancient. There's no need for us to throw fighting around the Ancient, trying to finish it off.
It's almost too much respect for me, man.
Yeah, I mean, they have Aegis and everything. Like, I actually feel like they could have killed the Ancient.
Just rather heal the resources, reset the cooldowns, go back in. Not going to lose out anything here. You will still have Aegis for another throne push. Yatoro did end up going for the E-Blade. Kind of a hybrid build in the end. If anything, I think it signals Spirit feel more pressure from the supports than the cores in some sense. If you can't find and burst these 2 shadow...
But E-Blade doesn't kill Shadow Shaman. Not with the innate going.
No.
Collapse can do it because he has the break, right? Like, he can go in if he actually has some charges. That's the problem, though.
I still... This game felt like it got determined from that mid lane. That's me watching my mid laner die to Viper.
I like how Notice, shout out to him. He's playing Tidehunter. He went for Crippling Crossbow, which is a great item against the Morphling.
Slow is crazy annoying. Took the Ravage stun duration as well, so 3.4 second Ravage into a Hex, into all that slow and armor reduction. Pretty nasty.
Team Spirit on their last legs. And Yandex looking for the knockout punch. Saksa, even that, the disruption stalls out the death. They go for the hook shot. They're just trying to kill this annoying Shadow Shaman, and they can barely touch him. 2 down with no buyback. Now Yatoro goes after Saksa again, but again that innate goes off. The Lotuses get hit, and Shadow Shaman back up to full HP. At insult to injury, he turns around and shocks this.
Really nice game from Yandex. They played their lineup strengths perfectly. Chira Jr. owned Laurel so damn hard on those first 2 or 3 waves, the game almost just imploded from there. I never died, never got touched, and you have this Kez to accelerate the game with a really aggressive item build from Watson that I very much approve of. That to me is how you should play this hero.
Yes, sir.
Just run them over. Don't play for some 80-minute timing. Spirit back to the drawing board, and some heroes that I asked in game 1, Yandex, how are you going to put pressure on Spirit in this series? They definitely put some pressure on him in this game. Those backline supports were completely in their head. So Spirit are going to have to either ban the Shaman, the Shadow Demon out, or have some better tools at finding those heroes at the start of the fights, because the Clock Primal getting shut down were not able to do it on their own. Yatoro is not on as mobile as a carry who can like assassinate the Shadow Shaman at the start. And honestly, I think people are mega underrating these healing Lotuses on Shaman that Sox is abusing.
Oh yeah,
it's just
so broken.
It's so stupid. With the shard, you get this extra invulnerability, guaranteed Lotus pop. You get 2 full HP lives. You spend like 15 seconds in the fight chasing this stupid hero, and even if he dies, you end up losing the fight. That's your entire BKB. So you have to put some respect on what Sox is bringing to the table with this hero.
You got to respect Yandex as a whole. They're just getting better and better with time. They've already gotten a game victory in a grand final. How much more can they take from here?
Radio.
Mid on a Spirit Vestal build. So maybe Vestal from Saksa could be a possibility. But I do like the Greaves Locket more.
Okay. Well, there is one of these 2 teams that is going to be on match point after this 3rd game of this best of 5. Let's find out who it is with Cap and SPG via some PogChamp Pandas.
Let's keep it clean, folks. Everybody get set. That's the spirit.
The new patch has brought Tiny back in a big way, which means we're going to see some Tiny combos. We already saw the Elder Titan earlier on in the tournament, and now we are going to see the Coddle again with the Tiny.
I think this draft is cool for the symmetry that kind of played out in it. Both teams are trying to get some big team fight ampers behind their frontline stun jumpers. The coddle for this Tiny and Tide. In Spirit's case, this big Elder Titan behind this Axe and DK. I think Spirit were also trying really hard to deny Yandex some of Soxa's big heroes. They took that Shadow Demon, they banned the Shaman, they banned out the Viper that caused them a lot of lane issues. Can't ban everything though, and so that Tide slips through. That was a problem in game 2, also a problem in the game 1. So
And away we go.
Spirit made some big draft adjustments. They also went for a much faster lineup and a lineup that is a lot stronger on the lanes. I think that's their big concern, is they don't want to fall behind like they did in game 1. They don't want to have a lane such as that mid lane in game 2. Sorry, speaking of game 2, where a Viper just demolished mid and the game almost imploded off that alone. So they're really trying to make those big adjustments and go from there. That's a nice little walk.
We'll put as much damage as they can on Watson, so he's going to be limping in lane.
That's a little play that doesn't look like it did a lot, but is really going to help collapse out on the early portions of these lanes, where sometimes you can get a fast meld up or some side blade hits in and take the fight to Axe early. He gets through the early portion, he's just going to cruise away with this lane.
Is this just the OG effect? I feel like they were the team that was most prevalent when it came to all the early first blood shenanigans. Now it feels like every team is making some sort of little tactic around that.
I think it should have happened for a long time, but I think OG definitely inspiring some more people to think about what happens before the creeps meet. You can still do a lot of damage in setting these waves up, either with blocks behind the towers, going for an early first blood, bringing cores into some of these plays, mid ganks, safe lane ganks, whatever it is. I like that kind of stuff. It's really cool. And it can change the outcome of a lot of these lanes that on paper you feel are going to go one way, suddenly they're going another. To me, a lot of these fights will revolve around each team can keep their backline alive by initiating first and putting their front line on top of the other. Because if both these backlines can do a lot of damage in this game, they have really powerful spells, they have really powerful amplification tools between the Solar Bind, the ET Spirit, the Save from Shadow Demon, plus Disseminate, Jakiro follow-up spells on top of a Tiny combo, something like this. But a lot of that requires the cores to go in and set that kind of fight up. So you do not want to let your opponents initiate on you in this game in general. And you absolutely want to protect your backline.
I do feel like that advantage is to the favor of Yandex then. If that's going to be the name of the game, I just inherently feel like Tiny is going to be better at killing Spirit supports than vice versa.
Tiny looks pretty scary in this game. I will give you that. But I do think DK can kind of stand on the front line a little bit here with the armor.
Blast's going to take a lot of damage. Disruption to try and stall out some of the dual breath damage. And run at him with the illusions.
And this guy is also the X factor, right? Collapse Axe. If the game comes down to who can initiate better and who can find the better opening, kind of hard to bet against this guy.
Fair enough. Junior 11-4 compared to the 13-6 for Laurel. So Laurel getting the better of Chiro Jr. in their third matchup against each other. More Viper for Chiro Jr. to play off of.
No, not a lane you can win with the Tiny. We've seen this go DK's way every single time.
Lap spent the Lotus. Will be kept alive. Watson taking a lot of damage from those Rue hits.
Radiant's toughened up.
Thanks to that innate menace. Really stack it up alongside the Battle Hunger slow. Stop pretty nice. Oh, power shot from behind. Yatoro didn't even run in. He just power shotted it and then straight.
Gonna still try it again.
He's gonna go again. Okay.
That was not even close. Well, he has kill shot, so
yeah.
That's a really sneaky move. He's not missing anything bottom, by the way, because the waves got split down here. Some really weird equilibrium happened, and it got pushed into Notice in the end. So that didn't cost him anything other than the mana to go through the gate, which did get buffed a little bit.
Well, it would have been a really cool move if it hit.
Yeah, you have to land those skill shots, but the idea was really nice. I don't think that's something Watson is thinking about at all.
Malady, he will finally be the first blood. Rue's the one to take the extra bounty. How do you feel about that kill shot? You did not appreciate when Mickey was running the carry Wind Ranger. You said the other facet was underrated. He should go it. And then people did follow suit. They started going that other facet.
I was vindicated by Natsuki. That's all I have to say.
You were vindicated.
Not throwing shade at Mickey. I'm saying I was vindicated by Natsuki.
Yes, you were vindicated in your belief in the other facet. Yeah. But despite Yatoro seeing the success of that other facet, still going kill shot. Why?
I think he does enjoy playing on the outside of fights as a carry in general. Okay. I think Spirit also almost always play this with some nice frontline jump stunners that can set the kill shot up. And if you can reliably set it up, it is a powerful facet. The downside is your laning's a little weaker because Entangled's super strong on lane and very strong at getting you solo kills in the early game. But if you're not really going to have that opportunity because you're against the Tide or something anyway, take the laning out of the equation and you're just thinking about what happens in the mid game. This facet can be equally as strong if you can reliably set it up. They also have ETR to throw in there, amping up some extra magic damage. So they have a lot of synergy to make the kill shot work in this game. It can also be nice against some of these beefy boys, right? This is in theory like a percentage scaling spell. You want to think about it that way with the threshold. So yeah, you take this Tide down to low, you take this Tiny down to low, and you need that little bit of extra damage to finish them off. You can give it to you. So I don't mind the idea behind this at all. I am an Entangled believer. I always will be. I think that was one of the low-key most broken facets in the game. I still think. I'll think it until it's not anymore, and then I'll still think it. You can't stop me.
Okay, damn.
Don't try us.
You do whatever you want. I'm not here to your mom telling you how to live your life.
What if you could throw spells through the gate? That'd be kind of cool. Portal. Then they sell a portal arcana for the gates.
Well, their Titan can do that.
Easy breezy.
That's true.
He can throw his spirit through the gate.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, like, what if you could power shot through the gate? Yeah. That'd be wild.
I mean, Mirana would become a very cool pick.
I'm saying.
Imagining arrowing the safe lane from the other safe lane.
You're just doing Tormentor, you get meat hooked into the portal. There's a lot of potential here. That's all I'm saying. That's my one idea I'll throw out in this.
What happens to that? Does he get dragged across the entire map?
Yeah, you get dragged through.
That's pretty cool.
All right, carry on.
We're gonna get the room here. Just notice free farming down here. Well, he snags the creeps there. So we're all happy with that one. Got the Lotus on this lane. Pretty defensive lane setup for Yandex with this Coddle pick. You're not going to have a lot of aggressive potential. It's just mass stacking in the jungle. Zoxa is already stacked. 6 camps? 7 camps?
Yeah, unsurprising that Tundra veteran Zoxa is planned much of Yandex's strategy around stacking as they outstacked Team Spirit in the early game, I believe all 3 games.
It's creating a weird imbalance right now. Oh, he's going to try and blast kill mid.
The blast! It comes in. It's not quite enough damage. Maybe the blood grenade will be with the right clicks that are doing hardly any damage. But hardly any damage, not no damage.
What a gank. Level 2 Coddle. He comes out from stacking jungle. You have no idea where he is. It's not a gank you can predict. Just gives you that little extra damage against the raindrop to secure the kill, and it's a big one. Junior doing a decent job of getting this TK low in the first place.
Panto really trying to make sure this Siege Wagon dies. You could see just how important the tower balance play is here. Rue, he will deny the Arcane Rune away, so no power rune for either side, but
important rune to take away from the Tiny here. You're still looking for this DK6. You do not want to lose Larl again. Again, the imbalance is this Wind Ranger has an empty lane bottom as the Tide Hunter is cutting right now. Yeah. You have freedom to move your supports around if you're Spirit. You're either going to put them defensively mid and try and counterplay the ganks that Yandex are putting into this Tiny, or you're going to send them top and just run at the TA. I don't really like Panto being down here. I don't think he's going to accomplish a lot. Like, okay, you got 3 creeps off the Tide or something, but you don't threaten this guy, you're not going to pressure him. I think there is opportunity to run at the TA top. If not, just stack. Like, stacking is going to make your Axe's life a lot easier. It's already some up, but getting more, it'll pay off for you later. You'll get a little medium stack here, so.
I feel like there was also a play where you could have gone for the enemy Wisdom Shrine.
Sure, yeah. I just think when you have this much freedom, often one of the lower value plays is just like following this offlaner around if you don't have threat on him. It's kind of annoying, but it's not accomplishing anything.
Yeah, Notice is still going to be able to Farm the wave and farm the neutrals. Yeah, this is not doing a thing.
Radiant's mid
high-fived
tower's
each
getting
other.
banged up.
Where is he going now? I think not going mid. I mean, you can backstab mid here with the Ravage threat.
Radiant's bottom
Jakiro
tower's seen
siege
better
into this
days.
tier 1 with the liquid fire. You have the tiny toss back threat. Kind of a dangerous tier 1 mid for Spirit to sit around.
Or getting control of his courier just in time.
What's on that bad boy? Full shreds. Brother.
Okay, he's going to deliver his shreds and go for the kill on Notice. Now,
Takes a while.
it's going to take a good long while, but Notice, I think, is dead. Okay, Shackle finally goes off. Now the stomp.
Okay,
Yeah,
he's
now Power Shot will finish him off thanks to the kill shot.
Trouble brewing at
All right, good
Radiant's
call.
bottom
Don't have the
tower.
javelin, but Falcon Blade plus kill shot enough to wear him down. I guess Panto lingering around here does pay off when you bring the carry, and you got some stacks up for Laurel in the meantime. Should be a
Radiant's
dead tier 1
bottom
mid though.
tower ain't a pretty sight.
Yandex are just going to start laying into this. Spirit kind of need to clear through these stacks. These stacks are...
What was that? Did it just feed Malady to the fishes there? What the hell? Chira Jr.
Really, he did not like his Jakiro gameplay. And he's told him how he felt about it.
Stop soaking experience from my lane. Okay, well, a little freebie there for Team Spirit.
Yandex know this big ancient stacks here. That's why they're trying to get this tower down. They're trying to threaten it. He got him. I mean, he got him. He's like, get in there, bro. Why didn't you kill him? Big stack trying to get stolen right now. Definitely a misclick.
Yeah, he very clearly meant to throw the range creep, I believe, but
Yandex got most of that stack. Spirit, slow to defend it. They have very good heroes at defending it, just weren't there on time. Got to clean up one Black Dragon. So, nice steal. Yandex bringing everybody there. That slows down the Axis game a lot. Slows down this DK. He was going to be the one to take it. Both these carries are free farming, but some of the offlaners losing a bit of economic value here. All the supports are looking pretty good levels-wise, though. Brian's got split. Soxa found that kill mid. Everybody's level 5 in this game, so you will have decent spell action behind all these cores looking to go in.
the Invis rune, probably not much coming of this. Weighted dice for an Elder Titan. Are you kidding me? Brother, what?
Yeah, that is that is
hero
not it.
that is not hitting creeps, taking... listen, the weighted dice thing, you know, if carries still want to get it because they just really don't like the other items, okay, whatever. But
Dyer's mid tower.
support? Really? What was this disruption? Caught Watson in the corner here. He's going to be saved, bailed out by Chira Jr., who this time, tossing an ally, was a good play.
You have Catapult up here. They're bringing the DK. You can put the Wind Ranger through the gate and make this collapse play. Get scanned out from Yandex. They read it. They're just going to back off here, but you might have to sacrifice this tower to the Dragon Knight.
Yeah,
There's a full HP tower with TA traps around it. You always have that Ravage you can skill and take the fight. So honestly, this was an objective Yandex could have held if they had all the resources and ability to do so, but
yeah, Notice doesn't have the resources, and he kind of never does because he didn't go Soul Ring. Like, he didn't build out his Soul Ring. He went straight to Phase Boots. Now he's gone straight to Blade Mail.
it's a little awkward for sure.
So it kind of means he's always low on mana.
Needs that chakra magic, you know?
That is true.
Aldi, just don't toss me, bro, please.
He's playing good far away from Chira Jr. here.
Guess what's happening?
So trade off safe lane tower. Mid tower.
Blade Mail on the Tide definitely helps you push lanes out and stand against this Wind Ranger. Yatoro cannot threaten you anymore. That's the upside here. A little extra armor in this game too, not bad. I guess I kind of like it, but it does feel like this is a much slower game from Notice. I mean, he's still pretty farmed. Just not that mega high level ultra free farm. That one death did cost him a little bit here. Richard tiny blink though. So that's what's going to bring this lineup together. They force the Wind Ranger off bottom with the Blade Mail that he can no longer interact with.
Bottom tower's done for.
We'll see if Yatoro can keep up his farm rate against this TA with the Wind Ranger. Very tough hero to match, especially if there are ancient stacks being built. Quick smoke from Yandex. They're going to bring Tide on her top. This feels like a stretch of a smoke in some ways. Again, a minute before the Wisdom Shrine spawns. Just looking for the axe up here, but don't have that tiny. So you're going to have to bring the TA into this play. Now it'll work.
Malady runs headlong into collapse. And he will be abandoned by his team.
Easy solar bind action. All right, I thought that smoke was maybe not going in, but they connected, and now you can stick around this part of the map, threaten the Wisdom Shrine steal.
Yeah, take the offlane tower, threaten the Wisdom Shrine. Team Spirit aren't going to want to fight into that Ravage.
RTP.
Very good.
Notice definitely wants to stay around here. See how many heroes here bring to this part of the map. They have to assume they're going to defend this, and if they want to defend it, they might have to bring Yatoro. Or they just completely back off. So many heroes off the map. Spirit did smoke to take this fight, and I think Yandex had the read. We're not going to be able to bring the TA into that. Heroes dealing with a Axe Dom creep that was dragging top waves off of that tier 1.
Yeah, I think that was actually the biggest. Once they killed the offlane tower push, does kind of make that whole Wisdom Shrine play a lot worse.
Little blink smoke play with the Dragon Knight dead.
First splitter doesn't land. Malady hits the ice path, but he in turn gets hit by the power shot.
Level 4 power shot. Here's that double wave that collapsed built up by dragging creeps with the Dom. Kind of saved a lot of damage on that tier 1 earlier. Yatoro will gobble it up, so Collapse doing the dirty work out here as his carry. Steals all his creeps away. Sad times. Sad times for the GOAT.
Yeah, he's a little underfarmed as a result. But Shiro Jr. is the least farmed. And he needs to get kills to dig himself out of that hole, and he's looking for him right now with the smoke. Even the Coddle could be paired up for most of this game.
Pretty sight right now.
Some combos back to back.
Definitely looking, but they don't have any deep wards. Vision game is kind of hurting them in terms of information right now. The smokes, yeah, you can run across the entire map, but then even if you land, sometimes it's kind of a net even exchange.
This is a Tiny who's gotten like no gold for a minute now.
He's not so happy. They are still looking for something. I mean,
that something is up here in the corner of the map. They just don't know it. I've seen this before. Yandex controlling most of the middle part of the map, and Team Spirit playing the outskirts. This looks just like game 1.
Mid tower won't last much longer.
Collapse, throwing Notice back into play. Close enough for the disruption. Now, Demonic Purge into the call. Notice, is he going to pop the Ravage? His team is on the way. He's not going down easy. Notice is going to come back in here. Earthsplitter goes out, tries to dodge that, doesn't get hit by it. Now the Avalanche, toss back into the Ravage, and alley-oop that puts Yatoro down.
missed the kill shot, missed the Earthsplitter. Those are your big spells to bring this Tide down. You're not executing 100%. Yandex take advantage of it with a huge kill on a Wind Ranger who was probably otherwise unkillable in this game. Desto charges for the TA, but dangerous kills to give up because the Yandex can just go in the Roche pit. Next 5 or so minutes here, if they get another big core kill, this Roche switches sides, or whatever it is, they can just march into that pit and do it with the minus armor. Very awkward kill attempt.
All in all, very chill game. And that one team fight was hardly a team fight. It was just a single kills. 4-4 at 17 minutes.
We are still waiting for some of the initiation from the axe. If that blink is going to come out, he's thinking about the pipe right now. And you're kind of waiting for BKB on Yotoro. Those are the big go items for Spirit. Yandex online a little faster, and they're starting to find a little action.
Disruption, dodging the crash landing toss, and he gets the blink away. What a save from Rue. Now the stomp, now the turnaround. Malady, he's gonna die. Collapse trying to hop in time to get the cooling blade. Doesn't get there though.
If Panto can keep his positioning around these fights, he has a very good chance of guarantee stomping this Tiny every time he goes in with combo, which can buy a lot of time for setup. It can set up another stun into the kill shot, into a dunk. That is something Chira Jr. will have to think about. You have to make these jumps count, because once you're in, you might be stuck. The Yandex are trying to force their positioning on the map a little bit more now that they have some fighting items on the TA and the Tide. Really taking an aggressive stance, trying to get deeper traps out, protect Roshan position.
I was about to say, at what point do you just do Roche?
Very close to doing it.
Top towers taking hits.
Take this off lane tower first, lessen some of the map control for Team Spirit.
Downside is it's going to switch sides here in a minute.
Yeah, I feel like you want to do it
Towers hurting.
while you
now,
have the
or
position up here.
very tempted to go do it right now.
You got Deso, you've got Gush. Team Spirit do have a very nice ward to scout out that area. Question is, do they feel like they're strong enough to fight into Ravage?
Team Spirit's always annoying. They can only stall. This fight looks tough. Into the Tide Hunter right now. Don't have a blink on Axe. I mean, how do you really take this fight?
I don't know. I don't think you can.
Almost feels like a bait.
Notice just walks up. Make sure there's nobody that's coming down from Team Spirit. No shenanigans. Collapse. He finishes up a pipe. Laurel go for it here.
Potentially. He's feeling bold.
Roshan goes down. The Aegis already grabbed. Earth Splitter goes off. Collapse is going to be tossed back in with the Solar Bind on top of the Macro Pyre. That is a dirty combo. Throw him into the fire and flames. Make sure he can't move. And he's taking even extra damage.
The total is just finishing BKB. I feel like Spirit know they want to contest it, but they don't know how, and end up just bleeding this Axe out.
You want to go for this Tide.
He is a tanky boy.
It's hard to go for. You're not killing him easy.
Especially with
And he
heals
still
on.
has a Ravage ready to go. In Team Spirit, overcommit here. In fact, he's just healing up. Shackle Shot does manage to land nicely onto Watson. Watson doesn't really care, though. He's got an Aegis. He just wants this kill. Ravage finally goes off. Laurel, he gets burned down eventually. Double kill for Watson off of that. He doesn't even lose his Aegis. That was Yotoro's BKB and a Focus Fire. He got nothing for it.
Did he die here? It's very close.
Toss, a little bit of burn damage, picking out Chira Jr. makes the commitment. Blinks inside the base for an avalanche, and Collapse can't even punish him.
You're taking a fight without your pipe axe, without your lockdown against the Tide. It just feels forced. It feels super forced.
Back to back, right? It's like,
And you kind of have to respect the heals coming out from this Coddle. Again, if you don't find the Coddle first, he's going to amp up all the damage with Solar Bind. He's going to be giving everybody mana. He already has Locket. He has Mech. The Blasts are healing. You're just pumping HP into this Tide Hunter that is never going to get bursted down unless you just completely all in with everybody in an Axe Call. Spirit are getting dragged into these fights that they do not want to be in. Getting outplayed right now. No way around it.
oh yeah.
I feel like here you just back off if you're Laurel. I don't think poking him here and seeing what's up is necessarily a bad play. You get a nice stomp on too, but you're sacrificing your positioning and you don't have Axe. Don't have your aura.
Great killer play from Watson, though. To blink in, go straight for the Shadow Demon, casually like two-shot him.
100%. You take these supports anytime you can grab them. We also saw the downside of, you took the kill shot that could deal with the Tide, but you don't have that tangle damage. Like you shackle TA there, if you have the entangle damage, you probably just kill him. Or you're missing some single target DPS in exchange for contributing to the big jump. If the jump and all, it never happens. Toro's definitely a lot sadder about it. Still has decent level, still has that BKB. Can always win fights with some nice ET stomps, but definitely on the back, but 11k gold lead.
Yandex keep going like this. Second Roshan is going to be a killer timing for them.
Radiant's mid tower.
You get that Aegis, they'll have a MKB for Watson, so Yotaro really won't be able to play the team fights very well.
They need the Axe Blink here. It's killing them trying to find these supports. It's all in the Dragon Knight.
Got the initiation on the Keeper of the Light. Just see what they're looking for. The collapse may be dying. Disruption trying to bail him out. Notice is now going to join in. He gets called immediately, but something's going to hit him. The Aegis gets burnt out on Watson.
Looks like Spirit
Now the life. Ravage goes out immediately right as Laurel tried to jump in to go for the stun onto Watson. It feels like they thought they were really going to kill the TA twice.
There's no shot you're winning that fight.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I cannot believe they stayed.
Like the idea being, okay, I focus fired him down once.
Bottom tower.
Focus fire's still going on the second life.
Right, but you're
I
gonna
just
get
need somebody to come in and stun him. But
Okay, even if you kill him there, is that worth throwing away both your cores?
no.
It's just, these are very forced plays from Spirit that we're seeing.
I mean, it wasn't going to work because there's Ravage. It wasn't going to work because he can blink out immediately on the second life unless you have some sort of cover damage.
And you use Stomp on the Cauto kill. That's a big deal. You don't have the ability to stomp in the middle of this or kind of reset this exchange. Ravage came up in the middle of this fight. Maybe you were trying to time that cooldown. It was very close. That could have made a big difference here. But you get caught. A couple seconds too late and just melted. Spirit also itemized for reducing the magic damage. You know, Pipe on this Axe, Mage Slayer on the DK.
Radiant's mid
Not reducing the physical burst from this TA.
Just both on the phone. It's going to break. Dragon Tail on Watson, but they couldn't get through the refraction, and he's able to blink out. Notice he goes in. He wants to be the center of attention here. Goes straight to the back line, trying to deal with the Shadow Demon. While Laurel is burning inside the Fire and Flames. The Macro Pyre gets popped by the crash landing of the Tiny. Now the Avalanche, the slow down collapse. He's not going to make it back to base.
And just feels frustrated right now. And Yandex, they are starting to steamroll this game. 18k gold lead.
Yeah, it's done. Collapse. Dude, Collapse is so done with this game. That player cam reaction of him, hands off the keyboard, like, I don't know what we're doing here, guys. I'm done with this one.
I can't blame him for his frustration. It felt like he was trying to farm this pipe the whole time, and they never took a stable fight with this pipe. And then he's just a blinkless Axe running around and can't do anything. That said, Yandex, they have really put some pressure on Spirit.
Dyer's bad.
free hero.
They will be in position later on, but I do think that early game from Yandex looks very strong. But what Spirit have that they didn't have last game is a win condition, a timing to play for. This troll does give them that, so it's more promising than the last draft.
A promising draft from Team Spirit. Potentially, they can force out that fifth game. Otherwise, it will be Yandex that will be our champion. Let's see if they can close it out here, or if we're going the distance with Cap and SPG and the PogChamp Pandas.
Kishi meow meow, kishi meow meow meow.
After a disappointing international for Team Spirit, they're hoping that they could close out the year with a win. But they are just one game away from elimination now, and Yandex may just find their first championship of all time.
What a way to do it, too. So many games played to get to this point, up against a beast of a team. One game away from closing it out, achieving that Tier 1 victory they have been searching for.
Yeah, a reminder, as opposed to all the other teams in this playoffs who got invited into Dream League, this squad had to play through the Div 2, the first season.
Never underestimate Division 2 Dota. Let that be the lesson of the day. Spirit are definitely not underestimating them anymore.
30 seconds.
Push to the limit here. You got to think about how much does not having someone like Moposhka hurt you in this situation, right? He's been the rock of the team, the drafting prowess, maybe the person to rally troops. That forces other players on this team to step up right now when to turn this series, right? You don't have him to rely on to pull you back. So you got to look towards these veteran cores, maybe even some of the newcomers like Panto. If you're going to step up, now's a great opportunity to do it.
The game is on.
Fight over the bounty runes. Clash on the top lane. Disruption goes down, but too late. This bounty rune already gets grabbed, and Yandex will walk away the better for it. 3 bounty runes to them. Let's talk about Yandex. What have they been doing right? What has been their greatest strengths, and has anything changed with this Game 4 draft?
They are very good at getting drafts that work for them in terms of heroes they're comfortable with and heroes that are working well in the meta. And they are generally very good at playing lanes for what their heroes require. They don't overemphasize poor areas of the map. They're not too focused on, honestly, Watson and what he's going to do from 5 to 10. They're very focused on making sure Notice is free farming and then playing through Chira Jr. And I think in some aspects, Chira Jr. has had a much better series than Laurel. Some of it has been the picks and the matchups, but some of it has also been the supports going behind him, amping him up, letting him do what he does a little faster, a little ahead of what Laurel wants to do. He hasn't had as much help from the support to it. I think that's a huge deal in the series.
Disruption into Spear, and that is looking like first blood. Rue, the one to take it.
I also think Yandex have had easier entries into the fight. They have a very clear idea of how the fights are going to start, either with a jump initiator or just putting Tide on the front line and just running him into the entirety of the Spirit lineup. It's very clear how their initiation is going to work. I think Spirit have been hit or miss, and honestly, I think that's why Collapse just asked for Mars. I think we saw last game he went pipe axe, he couldn't jump and start anything. He's running around the fights, he probably felt very useless. It's not an issue with the build, it's they got out timing that game. But here he's like, give me my Mars, I ain't gonna build no goddamn pipe. I'm gonna blink in, I'm gonna stun some nerds, and we either win or die by the sword that Spirit has always lived or died by.
Okay, so that's an improvement for Spirit going into this Game 4 when it comes to the shift in the draft, but I do feel like Yandex still hold the advantage when it comes to the supports playing through their mid laner. We got the Coddle Tiny once again.
I do think the synergy looks good. These are 2 healing supports behind some tanky frontliners, both Slardar and Tiny. Great chakra magic targets. The TA can be okay sometimes. And then you can throw that solar bind in there, you're amping up the magic damage. That said, I do think the Glimpse can do some work in setting up chase down kills for both the Troll and the Queen if they're strong enough and confident enough to go in. I just wonder if this Queen's going to get bursted here either from a physical overload of the Slaughter plus the TA or magic overload from this Coddle plus Tiny. I think those are the two combinations that Yandex are really going to use to put some pressure on Spirit's heroes. You have to be able to survive on the front line with somebody this game. If Collapse is not just consistently finding crazy initiations. Do like the troll pick for that though. I think this is a hero you can run into these fights, and as long as he doesn't get bursted by Tiny, which if he gets to 3 or 4 items should be difficult, he can stand his own even on low HP against the Slaughter TA.
Fair enough. Is like, I guess it's an agility hero, but it's one of the tankier agility heroes.
Just because even if he goes in and gets comboed and he gets put to 100 HP, if he can pop BKB ult and latch onto one of these targets, he'll heal right back up. There's nothing to really stop it at this game. So
yeah, they have a save to help ensure that happens in the first place.
That's huge. They took the SD away from Yandex. Instead of banning it out, they opt to just steal it here. Will the adjustments be enough? We'll find out in this game. Hero Jr. had to go to base. So feeling some pressure on the lane. This Queen of Pain pick. Queen's not winning it outright, but pretty hard to beat Tiny in lane. Laurel holding his own, has the... Well, I was going to say he has the XP advantage, but honestly, a couple extra denies for Chiro Jr. It's basically dead even with him going to base here, so... Strong laning from Yandex continues.
Water Rune's getting taken away from Laurel. So the combination of spells, it's going to add up. Malady, he's going to die again, it looks like, as the Lotus passed over will not save him.
This is big for Spirit. I don't think we've seen them have a really strong lane victory for a pick that is good in the game in this series, outside of that game 1. So the fact Collapse just asked for a Mars early in the draft, knowing it's going to get counterpicked, and he's still able to find some kills on lane C as well, get the early braces up, bodes really well just him having a good feel of what's going to happen here.
Comes back right into melee range of Yutoro. Team Spirit finding another support kill.
Level 5 already on this troll. Gonna fly out the phase boots, has a Lotus. Threaten anybody with these glimpse backs. This Slaughter is not safe up here. He just gets chased down. Spirit finding some early kill action. What they want with this tempo lineup.
Lotus being left alone as Soxa chose to teleport into the mid lane and help out the Tiny some more.
Trying to help him farm up. Doesn't want to stand on the lane against the 3 points in Shadow Strike now up for Laurel. But yeah, it does hurt the Slaughter on that off lane. This will not be a free game for Noticed. He is going to have his work cut out for him in this one. Just really tough counter matchup in this troll. It doesn't let you walk up at all. If you can look for the 6-minute power rune here, that would be a big win for this Tiny to grab. Little ice armor bottom will help Watson stay here. Maybe prompt Malady to either just jungle or look for that 6-minute power rune rotation. On the bottom room, you can deny it out with some creeps. Maybe even help the Tiny fight for it. It'll split their efforts.
Over top, Arcane Rune instantly taken by Panto, denying that away from Chiro Jr. Hide around this Tiny, who holds his cards close to the chest, still have not used the combo. Throws the Avalanche out, does what damage he can. Laurel, is he going to blink? Is he going to Sonic Wave? The toss is going to come in. That's going to take out Rue. And Laurel, forced back by the damage there of the toss. Had an opportunity to throw out the Sonic Wave, but did not feel like it was going to be enough.
I don't think it was enough. This Tiny is just so damn tanky. 4.2 strength gain, already 1400 HP. Oh, just a disgusting hero when you look at the numbers. Low damage support duo is not helping you out there. That's a tough rundown. At least you don't bleed out bigger heroes. We saw Spirit kind of give some freebies to this Tiny. This is a hero that just runs away with it. Lanes are going okay for Spirit right now if you don't throw anything away. So I don't mind them holding on to that Sonic Wave. Outside as you TP'd your Queen back into mid, so no teleport available for Laurel here. Means Yandex could look for some moves without the threat of the...
You're going to go at Panto, knowing that 7-minute Wisdom Shrine, a support is probably taking that right now. Notice is going to be a bit isolated. Will take some damage, not enough to die, but keep him on his toes.
Dyer's courier.
No nets to come out. Loses his courier at their shop. Yatoro trying to out that cornucopia. Gonna lose that early region item. That sucks for him. Top net worth in this game, but he's missing a lot of it. Oh, he's still fine to stand on the lane and it just goes buys it. Okay, yeah, that's the other way you can do it.
Nothing's going to stop him.
I guess it's almost better he didn't buy it out and would have lost it on Courier. Works out for him. Tactical Courier.
8-minute power rune. With the supports move are this time. It's again Soxa Cheer Jr. stacking top. Unlucky. Bottom lane, but it is grabbed by Rue because otherwise the Harpy would have denied it. So either way, it keeps it out of the hands of the Quap, which is, I think, the biggest motivation for Yandex here.
Spam is just so annoying. Hero just keeps throwing these combos on the Laurel, reducing his HP, he can't make a move, he can't get aggressive. The Coddle just keeps restoring the Tiny's mana and stacking Triangle. So this is pretty efficient for Soxa. Doesn't have to help top, or at least there's not really a play top for him. You're getting farm up, you're shutting down the Queen, enabling your Tiny. Just very solid time right here for the Coddle. And this feels pretty rough for Laurel. You can't pressure your enemy mid, you can't invade because your HP is constantly being chipped down. You're not fighting, you're not getting earn charges. Almost getting to the point where you're just going to have to start a fight somewhere with Arena or Glimpse and TP the Quap into it to get her involved, or just run her to a side lane, which feels rough to do, but you got to use the Sonic Wave somewhere.
Surely this game, though, Team Spirit are evening out the stack. That was something that Yandex Soxa had ensured that there was always more stacks on Yandex's side than Team Spirit, but I got a Shadow Demon, so I have to imagine it's a lot closer this time around.
Rue has definitely gotten some up. There is a triple stack on the Triangle on both camps. Waiting for somebody to come and clear it. See what it ends up going to.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty
None of
sight.
these heroes are that great at clearing them super early. I'll leave him for the Troll or just give him to Mars. Push up that Blink Dagger timing. I would not mind that, honestly. Mars has had a really good start. Arena is available. 10-minute power runes coming. They're rotating Mars to bottom to contest it.
I like how the supports just keep on taking these power runes. And it's making it so the mids do not have anything to make a move to the side lanes. Like, the Quad needs it just purely for resources. And the Tiny's big chillin', so he's just kind of like, well, whatever. If I don't get anything, if I don't get some sort of haste rune to gank a side lane with, then it's not a big deal.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Just resource management. Keep the Quap low, stop his aggressive plays. We're stacking and farming jungle right now. This Tiny is pulling ahead. Almost 1,000 ahead of this Queen of Pain. This is purely off of Soxa's Keeper of the Light. Providing the resource management and the economic advantage here. So this stalemate is not really working out for Spirit in terms of mid-on-mid action. But they are getting a decent amount on the side lanes, which they're always happy about. Team's always willing to play Laurel as more of a sacrificial, almost 3 position. Let him recover later. Another stack coming out on this Spirit Triangle. These are getting quite large. I know I missed both of them. Too big for their own good.
Glimpse back, a big pickoff here. Almost killing Laurel. Has to blink to the side, throws out the Sonic Wave. I felt like that was almost frustration. Finally being able to use the Sonic Wave to get a kill.
Well, you didn't even get it. The Panto here somehow.
Okay. Well, collapse off of that. Big move from him. Killing the enemy mid laner, and now he'll clear through that medium camp in the triangle.
It's like Collapse asked for what he wanted this game, and he's in zone right now. Saw the frustration in that game 3 Axe. This is not a guy who's going to have 2 of those games in a row. I think he just refuses.
Yeah.
It'll be a fast blink for this Tiny, though. Considering the lane matchup, much recovering he had to do on the stacks, which are still being built by this Keep with the Light. Soxa just does not stop, man. He has his game plan with this hero. It's all economy.
This is so annoying. Like, the Chen will finally commit. Laurel, well played, gets the deny, though he is going to take a lot of damage from the Solar Bind toss. Rue didn't get the disruption in time, but that's okay.
Laurel just can't play this game.
Yeah, he's just getting toss spam, as is the tower. Goes off again. Troll ultimate being popped as they lock on to Ancients. That's what he's hitting.
And somebody has to clear him, but the fight actually coming? I'm just thinking of invading. That's a tough invade into the Mars with Arena coming up. Another great glimpse. Anto. Second kill on this Tiny would be amazing.
Yeah, he's not getting out of this.
These are huge glimpses in mid. Tiny was kind of controlling this whole area, shutting down the Queen of Pain's game. Every time you find these pickoffs, Laurel some breathing room. He got Vessel charges off that. Sonic Wave is available. Spirit are really scary around the map right now.
Yeah, one of the downsides of kind of winning your lane so much, you play up, you play forward, you play to take that tower, does put you exposed to a glimpse.
That was also a big timing to hit that. He was 100 off Blink on this Tiny. So if he doesn't die there, he gets Blink. You make a smoke play with that Tiny. Maybe you're jumping them instead of getting jumped.
Another hero that can be kept in place despite his mobility. Notice, still has the sprint. He's waiting up Glimpse. Now he's going to pop it. Crush goes down, but it's not enough to stop Laurel. Hits him with a Sonic Wave, gets that kill. Now the Arena, locking Chira Jr. in a cage. Speared up. Back to back to back. Deaths for Chira Jr.
Spirit playing some Dota now. Making great moves, connecting Collapse into all these, and honestly, the big difference maker, the support contribution. I feel like Panto has had a really quiet game 2 and 3 here. He's already made some huge plays on this Disruptor. 1-0-5 start for him. Bringing his cores into the game. This is what good support gameplay looks like, and now all of a sudden, your Troll can get aggressive. Free tier 1 mid for Yatoro. Weighted dice online. He's cruising. This is a big Troll. And all of a sudden, like this Tiny, he was about to hit Blink. He was kind of cruising with stacks in the triangle. I think the last time we talked about him was like that 9 or 10 minute mark. He was around 4,000 net worth. He's 4,700 now. I don't think he's progressed in 4 minutes.
No.
He's still trying to get to the Blink. Absolutely shut down by a couple of those catches into the Glimpse, and just he's not going to have tempo this game at all. Doesn't mean he won't still be able to find impact here with the coddle behind him and just finding some Blink pickoffs, but very different game than we were potentially looking at just off some very clutch moves. We'll have to play from behind now, which is a very different story. I've been thinking about the Midas. That kind of tells you how Chira Jr. feels about his position in this game.
Radiant's bottom tower seen better days.
Feeling the lack of gold for sure.
Do you believe in this Midas, the Midas change? Just overall, do you think Midas is actually a good item now?
No, I was just about to say, I think this item as a recovery item is so much weaker because of the lack of extra experience.
So why do you think players are going for it?
This gold is good. I think it's my honest answer is I think they get caught in this position. They're not sure what else they can buy. It's going to recover them as well.
Right, because like Helmet Dom is another option that got nerfed on the golden experience that you get off of it. I'm specifically thinking of like Skeeter, right? Skeeter win the hand of Midas. It was just like, there's got to be a good reason if he's going it.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, I think unless you're like a Mask of Madness carry or something, or your team's building a lot of stacks, there's not a lot of items you can buy on some of these Spellcaster or run-around heroes that are going to give you an extra gold injection to recover. You're not confident you're going to find kills. I think the other route is you go like Phylactery here or something and you just look for more pickoffs with the higher all-in burst. If you feel like you're so far behind you're not going to be able to do that, then again, what item are you behind? I think Midas just wins by default.
Avalanche and run. Chira Jr. will be pulled back by the Glimpse.
It was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think he had a chance of getting that kill.
Hanky Rock survives. This will charge Sonic Wave down. If that's a level 2 Sonic Wave, he dies, but Laurel still looking for that level 12.
And if you use Sonic Wave, and this, again, this is a Slardar TA lineup, another situation where Yandex have very good roach taking. Minus armor, physical damage, roof.
They're threatening it. Trying to look for a pickoff into that objective. Up the hill, always tough.
Plants a ward, immediately spots Panto, and the Blink initiation crush. It's the kill. Now back to it.
The Torch is not ready to fight. He was still juggling, trying to finish his Manta. Now he wants to take the engagement. Still an Arena available. Roche just dies so fast. Slardar THN Drama already online. You have Locket online for the Coddle, so early utility items for the supports. See what Spirit can look for here. Collapse.
Can't lay your guard down. You know Team Spirit. They're capable of fighting this. Collapse trying to get in there. Can't find anything. He is just being kited around. What is he going to arena? Finally throws it in, but most of the damage is already done. Many of Team Spirit heroes are going to die. Both Yotoro and Collapse. The 2 codes down. And Laurel, Corrosive Haze, a bash. He can't get the blink off in time. The other core dies as well. And now Chira Jr. just on the hunt for more. Yandex, they just completely work Team Spirit in yet another team fight.
Completely outplayed him. Watson was hitting Roche the entire time. It felt like they lost that fight before they even got in the pit. The jump from Collapse, he blinks in. Yandex perfectly split. It doesn't look like there's any good arena target. The Tiny is harassing them from the side. They're giving him the Chakra Magic. That was so well played.
Yeah, look at this. I mean,
look at the toss in on 3.
Together, they've got all these heroes stuck, getting hit by AoE damage.
You're getting solar bound on the troll. You can't move. You're thinking, should I ult? Then you get avalanched off of a lower cooldown just into death. No Sonic Wave to push these heroes back or bail you out. That was so well played by Yandex. Using their heroes to perfection there. And this Tiny, he's just back off that fight. That's all he needed. The Might is running as well.
These guys are in their element. They're crazy good. Strong on lanes, great team fighters.
And they had the right items for that fight. Yeah, the Tiny's behind, but all he needs is Blink and the spells from the Coddle. The Coddle had the Locket, the Chen had the Drum.
Guess what's
you had the Deso. You're fighting in the river with the Slardar. So many little advantages for you there.
Dire's bottom tower's getting the business.
That evens out this game considerably. Yandex ahead. Now they have an Aegis to play with. They have a lot of farm on this Chen who picked up a mech off that and is going into Crimson Guard. So it'll come out on the support, which will let this Slardar just scale as a tri-core third carry here. And another aggressive smoke from Spirit.
Yotoro already showed it. He axed the wave and immediately noticed who was hanging out in the trees. He saw the damage being done. He pinged it out. So they know Team Spirit's around here. Smoke somewhere too. They know they're this deep though. Watson was just trying to connect to his team. He gets caught, loses his Aegis. And Yotoro's going to be right on top of him. Chira Jr.'s got to bail him out. Nice toss back with the avalanche, but Yotoro's still going to try and stick onto it, but he managed to get the blink away. Couldn't get the ensnare, and now he's being kited around by Chira Jr., who throws him onto the Chen, hits him with the avalanche. Yotoro now makes a run for it, but there's that solar bind, slowing him down, dooming him to his death yet again. This is not good for Spirit. Laurel blinks away. Watson blinks after him. Can't quite finish him off, trying to get him off the side blades there. Not quite. Maybe they can clean up a support though, as Watson kited around by the disruption. Chira Jr. gets a toss. Anybody catch up to this one? Collapse. Here back and blink away. He's good. Somehow Spirit actually don't lose any other heroes.
They were hoping for more though. Catching the TA solo. That Tiny stun bailed out that entire situation. Chira Jr. putting work into these fights right now.
Yeah, that was such a good read. It was just like, you know the troll is going to try and just 100-0 this TA. You have to bail him out.
But more importantly, you don't want the arena to go off there. If the arena gets placed, a spear goes out, there's a chance Collapse pins both of you on the blinking. Like, that's one of those things that can go either way on a millisecond. If you're a little faster, you bail your carry out, and then you can toss this troll in. You have Solar Bind, you have Blinding Light. Coddle is super good against Troll. It's a support he can almost never jump. The Solar Bind is incredibly debilitating. The Blinding Light is debilitating. Resetting cooldowns is great against this hero. The heals are good. Your only choice is really to buy Dispels or BKB if you're Yotoro, so you have a window to ignore him. I guess you could get a cleanse on Shadow Demon. That could be a big shard in this game.
Yeah.
Very good cleanse game. There's a lot of debuffs to remove here.
Get rid of Solar Bind, Corrosive Haze, even the Meld debuff.
I think you just buy it out here if you're Rue. Especially with Tormentor giving the shard towards Malady on this Chen. Get some Ancient Creeps up, but another quick smoke. Yandex.
Here comes, notice Saksa and Chira Jr. cruising down the river. Notice he breaks a little bit ahead of the rest of his team, blinks forward and gets the crush on the Shadow Demon, who is just trying to bait out his illusions. Now, a quick little kill and retreat. Notice did take a lot of damage there, but the glimpse back on Chira Jr. puts him in danger. did not have the BKB. Fortunately, he's got reinforcements, so they have to use the arena defensively. They were afraid that Laurel was going to die as Watson was throwing some major shots there. Deso Chrysalis, a lot of damage.
You could feel it in the game. Yandex are playing this to win. They're playing fearlessly. They're just going for moves. They're committing in with the right heroes. I hate to say it, but Spirit, it feels a little tentative for them.
The Dire couldn't hang on.
The fights are a little indecisive. The jumps aren't as clean. They made some good early game plays, but now it's kind of just been reacting to Yandex the whole time. And they are getting so much extra farm off the map on these two supports. This Chen is ahead of the enemy Queen of Pain. Picking up some extra ancient golem aura. Get some of the accuracy aura from the little lizard. Honestly, pretty good in this game against the troll mischance. He wants to keep it. This Midas has paid off for the time. I don't think it's slowed him down at all. You're in trouble here. This is match point. They are down 10k. They're kind of just all in on troll BKB to bail them out here. I mean, I guess it lets Yatoro run in and kind of be untouchable, but is he doing that much damage? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And if he is met by this Slardar, who also is going to have BKB, like, that also changes things. If you may not be able to do much damage, but also what if Slardar's just, you know, taking the fight to you and just bashing you up. Spear push Chira Jr. away. They need that push away because Yatoro is still slowed down here. He's in danger. They have to arena save him again for fear that Chira Jr. was going to come in and one-shot him.
You cannot just keep throwing defensive arenas out and win this game. Constantly on the back, but the pressure just mounting.
There's one BKB. Chira Jr.'s got his. Another BKB is on its way in Notice. That just kind of leaves Watson to get his BKB, and actually almost has it.
I mean, it's wild to me that this Tiny is the first hero with BKB in this game.
Yes, seriously.
He was half the net worth of Yatoro. 4k to 8k. Rather than that 10-minute mark.
Dire's got one last top
He has just closed the gap, working towards the phylactery. So much HP for Spirit to cut through. They wanted to be farther ahead at this point, not 11k behind.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
They don't even have vessel charges on Laurel. They're missing a lot of damage. Dead item right now, unless you can find kills at the start of the fight. Did get that cleanse up on the Shadow Demon. That's pretty nice. You throw that on the troll, it lets Yatoro hold his BKB for longer.
Tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
You have to contest the next Roche here, though. I think if this next Aegis goes to TA, Yandex can go high ground with it. Because of how farmed this Chen is, because of how many auras he's going to provide, the Coddle's going to give you extra heal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's so easy to go high ground in this game. BKB done for Yatoro. We'll have to find a way to win a team fight in this game 4. Baiting out this Queen top. Boro is going to show on this trap. Good information for Yandex, not the hero they necessarily want to jump first. You could toss him back and kind of poke at that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. If you get a toss back into Crush, maybe you can't 100%. Oh, even better. Notice gets the initiation onto Panto right away and puts the Corrosive Haze on Laurel. So they get some vision of him retreating back to the base. Team Spirit feels like they're bending and bending. They're getting picked apart bit by bit.
Here comes
all trying to hope that they can put together that one team fight to claw the game back.
I mean, this is playing to win, right? You're not playing to go for Roshan. Just getting some poke damage, getting a glyph, seeing what happens here. You have BKBs on all 3 of your cores. You have a Crimson Guard on the Chen. You're so strong right now.
Spirit do have a River Ward. There's an amp damage up there.
They're not going to get it, though.
No, it's going to be Yandex getting to that spot first. Chira Jr., he's got a shield rune. It's going to expire, though.
Dire might want to find the top tower.
No jump.
Lap's thinking about it. That's where their one ward is. They see them all clumped like that. They still don't pull the trigger.
Arena Static Storm, would it be enough?
landed on everybody, but they all have
Another
BKBs.
smoke. I mean, they are just so committed for this one fight. Team Spirit is saying, this is the way we do it. We're a team fight team.
I mean, look at this ward that's on the cliff. It does up the stairwell a little bit.
Tower's getting banged up.
But how, what is the angle they're looking for?
You have to spear stun somebody and just blow them up through the heals, through the counter initiation. Pretty much the only way you can win a fight. So many auras behind these heroes.
Yeah, and they all have BKBs, so if you're not perfect on that initiation.
They have BKBs, they have heal, they have ice armor, granite aura,
28-minute power rune, regen.
That's not
Whatever.
the one you wanted.
Laurel actually goes for it. It's going to be tossed just straight back to the troll. So not a big deal here. Cheer Jr. with a demonic purge. He's going to take some damage. They've got heals behind him, though. So this is just a poke, but the Yandex are not going to jump on this. He'll flick back right before Notice gets his initiation. Collapse! Oh! He tried to get the spear back on Watson. He fails to do so. And that arena's not going to feel good whatsoever. Already taking so much damage here. Toro, he popped his ultimate to commit to kill the Templar Assassin. All in to kill TA, but he runs out. He doesn't have the damage. His ultimate doesn't last long enough. Collapse comes back in, half HP. This Spirit, they just look crippled. Yandex has got their number.
Too much HP in this lineup. They have hit an invincible timing. Your flat damage is completely run out. The troll did not get to scale. You threw that mid-game away. Yandex took advantage of it with some very clutch team fighting and just playing their lineup to perfection. Fighting around the pit, constantly forcing Spirit into them, into their ball, into their immense HP timing. The second you throw the arena, you have to commit to this fight. This is not a Roche you can afford to give up.
Look how little damage he's doing.
Crimson
the auras.
Guard.
Yeah, you got Crimson Guard. You've got the Frost Ogre armor.
I mean, Chen is just massacring Spirit in his team fights. They have no answer for this amount of aura buildup this early on. He's ahead of 2 of your cores now.
He is. Oh, no.
This is Yandex about to win this series, about to win this tournament. Daedalus on TA.
All they had to do, keep their composure. This game should be a lock.
Look for a spear back here.
Dire's top tower's gone.
Even that is tough against a Tiny who can blink in and stun you when you go for it.
Toro saying, give him the lane.
They're trying to finish the Shivas on the Queen. That is the only item they're close to here.
Nothing left. Dire's top
20k gold lead. They are hunting Yatoro.
Going after Yatoro, who pushed into mid lane, and now is going to be caught bottom, has to use his BKB defensively.
That's fine with the Yandex. Send you back to base. They wanted to walk down this lane anyway.
A full out Ags for Notice. I mean, with the Chen auras behind him, I think he could tank the troll easily.
I don't think his troll's doing anything.
Yeah.
Troll is terrible against early armor and Crimson Guard. They have all of it. Especially terrible before he gets to his damage items. You have this traditional Battle Fury Manta BKB buildup. That's all just to, you know, make your hero function and let you get to the later damage. You don't have the later damage right now. Daedalus could change a lot, but
Dire just
a full Daedalus away.
Somebody else is going to have to step up then on Team Spirit. Who could that be?
Collapse. It's always Collapse. You have to land some like crazy 2-man spear back. Perfect arena placement.
Under mounting pressure. Second lane.
Dire's bottom.
The banner dropped.
Radiant's top tower.
And 2.5 minutes left on the Aegis. What can they do here?
Cancel this TP.
Well, no Yatoro for this fight. I give him a second lane, I guess.
Bottom lane's done. Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
Had to walk all the way back.
Mid tower's having
I don't think I've never seen Team Spirit flustered before, but it feels like they're flustered.
It does. They're making the flank move with the Mars, looking for some sort of clutch jump. Maybe trying to find supports here, but honestly, these supports are tanky as hell. Like, I don't know if you're killing them.
Kill.
Feels like Yandex have a read of this. not in a rush. They still got 2 minutes on this Aegis. They're flying out more items.
Yeah, Ags coming in for Saksa. Yatoro is gonna get a Crystallis before the next fight, I believe. Not quite the full Daedalus you're talking about, but
Something.
Dagger initiation on Laurel, covered him with the avalanche, and he's dead. No buyback and a gem drop.
So fast, so easy. How are you gonna take the fight now?
Yandex, incredibly clean play in this game 4. And script out just better. I mean, taking that first lane, resetting, going the second lane. Backing up when Team Spirit were going for the smoke.
Just so decisive. That is what wins you tournaments. Feels like they learned a lot from that previous grand final. They were very tentative in that series, unsure of the moves.
Here, he strikes again, toss back, and Collapse is gone.
No hesitation. Your time. Take this game right now.
And the Wiz pulling back in Yatoro. Collapse goes for the buyback. And Yandex will not be caught by this initiation. They reset a little bit. Watson keeps the pressure on the tier 4s, but the rest of the team backing out around him. Aegis will expire in 15 seconds. Yandex,
they can do whatever they want right now.
savoring the victory at this point.
Just waiting for some cooldowns to come back up.
The abilities come out. Yeah, use the rest of the net worth that you've managed to accumulate so far. I mean, I feel like we haven't seen a full-out team fight against Team Spirit since the last round of items Yandex picked up, and they're about to pick up another round of items.
Because the jump is too fast and too much damage. They just blow anybody up on a whim.
Watson thought about Swift Blink. Now he's like, you know what? Let's Butterfly. Make sure this troll really can't handle me. Not in the short term.
Why not? He's never getting MKB at this rate. He just flipped a switch in this game. This was probably one of the worst early games for them too in this series. Kind of questioning, are you going to be able to make plays, get this Tiny back in the game with the Midas build up? Just kind of jungling, and then man, they just said, let's go Roche. We'll make them come to the pit. They win that fight, they're absolutely back, and then the playmaking just took over.
15 minutes since Team Spirit have gotten a kill.
That is absurd. That is just absurd. Looks like they're waiting for the next Roche.
Are you kidding me, Malady? Really? A heart? That's what you want as your next item?
Why not, man?
Man.
10 mains feasting on this game.
Level 20 for the Tiny, so look for that toss-back initiation. Nullifier on notice, man.
They got taller next item.
He's going to get in there.
Just jump him.
Smoke through the bottom lane. Caught Laurel last time. Now smoke through the top lane. Caught him again. Saved from the disruption, but he's still going to be in a bad spot, and he's still going to be comboed down. No buyback. It's deja vu all over again. Team Yandex, though, this is a new experience for them. Winning a grand finals, all they have to do is close out this one fight. Nullifier placed on a Collapse. Collapse can hardly even get off an arena. He can't get off an arena. No buyback from him either. BKB goes out from Yatoro. He doesn't even know what he's hitting at this point in time. Watson kiting away, blinking back. The other two cores will handle him. And that is a disruption of the status quo. Team Yandex will claim a grand finals victory 3-1 over Team Spirit.
I mean, how many people in the world would have bet on this team if you go back a couple months ago? Nobody. There is not a single person that would have had them winning Dream League Season 27 against Team Spirit in a BO5